Happy Friday. Welcome to the SpeakEasy Showcase of Friday or something. What's up, Doug?
What's up there, Greg? How are you, sir?
Something. I am joining you from Delta Beer Lab. Well, kind of. And I'm bringing you a Delta Beer Lab beer. It's cold. It's a cold IPA. It's cold, and I like IPAs,
so it fits the bill.
Yeah. This is a so I don't know if you like cold IPAs, Doug, but I think you would like this one because it's not really assertive on the IPA. It's really drinking more like a lager. It's kind of light. It's got a little bit of a stern ending here, but it's kind of just a light drinker.
Okay, so you're enjoying it though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's good. It's Delta, so at this point, everything they do is pretty much really, really well done.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying that. So I am also going with an IPA, but it is from Beer Babes, a collab. This is their everyday IPA collab that they did with Main Street Brewing out of Vancouver, British Columbia. So that's coming a ways.
Oh, that pesky China place, or Canada place, and the pesky China place too. Everything's pesky these days, Doug.
Yeah, it's all right. So look at that.
I don't apologize.
I didn't even pour that. I didn't even pour that aggressively. And that thing is like, woohoo, baby! Look at that. But this is 3.7%. This is pretty low ABV IPA. So we're going to see that you drink nice.
That's what's up.
Smells awesome, like almost citrusy and fresh.
Yeah, we're gonna get the ladies' views on these lower ABV beers. Well, we can do the lower IBU too, but that's not what I was trying to say. I was just trying. I can't clean that up. But Doug, you can clean that up though.
Yeah. So what's interesting is this drink's really light. It's a little bit long in the tooth. It was canned in January of 2024. From what I think I read that right on the can. So it's a little long in the tooth.
Wait, and that's an IPA?
Yeah. Well, the fact that it's 3.7 makes me think it's more like pale ale style than IPA, but it drinks really well. But it drinks pretty well. It's definitely you can tell it's not quite as crisp as normal, but it's still good. So really thanks to Rachel, who we'll be talking to momentarily, for sending me this.
Excellent. Without further ado. So, we have two of our past guests here teaming up here when we have Rhythm Brewing Company presenting an IG Live with our friend April Dove, who just came off of her week at the Charleston Wine Festival, wine and beer, beer and wine, beer and food, wine and food, something like that. Anyway, the community was there. Now this week we got I believe this is wrapped up into Women's Month, Doug, I'm pretty sure.
You're correct.
And I'm pretty sure we don't like the name drop here, but I'm pretty sure these are two people that we made a connection on this stream here at one time. So I am happy about that, but more importantly, They're just two badasses. So regardless of whether we put them together or not, Doug, they're probably going to come together because they're just insanely amazing. They both make fantastic beers.
Yes, they do.
And yeah, somehow we got to get these two ladies tied up with our guests, Doug. We got to work on
for
it.
sure.
I think April talked to.
I think Rachel. Yeah.
Okay. So we're on that. So that's Monday, y'all, at 12:30. I know that's a weird hour for people who work, but I'm pretty sure it'll be up there after if y'all just want to enjoy it later. So please do that. And then this is following up where the Alina was on the NBC in Connecticut there, Doug. For Women's History Month. So that's excellent. I think you can get that link if you all want to see that off of the Rhythm Brewing's Instagram. It says right there. I didn't check, but it says or Facebook or some. Just check the Rhythm Brewing's social media, y'all, for that. So that's what's going on there. So note on this one here. So in the promos, y'all, I said that we were going to talk about beer tariffs. We are not going to talk about beer tariffs, but our friends Rod J Beer and Beer in Front from Chicago, they're pretty much doing it pretty much extensively this week. They've had a live stream, and Rod's talking about, I think Rod had another stream about it. It's all over social media. So if y'all want to talk beer tariffs, because we won't be talking it here, that was my mistake, head over to Rod. And actually, again, I don't know anything about him, to be honest with you. Y'all already know the whole thing with Brothers and Brews and Speakeasy, and we've been through all that. We don't got to go through that again. You can go back to the first, or no, you can't, Doug. Go back to the first Speakeasy. I was going to say, if you wanted all that.
That's true.
The point is, we're not talking about tariffs, but Rod is, and so is Beer in Front. And they're literally digging into all of it. So check them out. Always check Rod out. Always check out Beer in Front too. I was on that podcast. Great guys. So check them out for that. So we're back on Women's History Month. We have our friends Liquid Intrusion are celebrating their woman in their on their team. I don't know why I'm stuttering through this. Liquid Intrusion, Jasmine. So I don't know. This is just out there. They put it out there. I don't know. We just like Liquid Intrusion. We're proud of them. Their family. It's great.
Yep.
Wonderful.
For sure.
So Women's History Month celebrated, y'all. Learned some, we got a lot of badass women here. That have made an impact in the world, and this is the month to celebrate them. And lastly, we will celebrate, or maybe not. I think this is lastly. Hop Geek News, y'all. They're really, really geeking out on the Daredevil. And Matt's saying some very superlative things, y'all. So this was, as you see, this was yesterday. But it's on their YouTube, y'all. So if y'all are interested in Daredevil, I would highly suggest y'all check our friends out at Hop Geek News. So, Doug, any questions, comments, or concerns on anything that we said there?
2 comments.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't let you jump in, but who you got?
Go back to Hop Geek News because Lauren Freeman is also part of the Beer Babes family. She actually did something with Shayna, I believe, to do a beer. So with a collab with a brewery around there. So that's cool. That's like intersection there. That's really cool. Also, Fan Dads did a very good job of reviewing Daredevil as well. So I suggest you check out Fan Dads' review of that.
Oh, look at that. Look at that timing. Look at that. Yeah. And here's another Daredevil.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Daniel, of course, is going to know all about that.
Oh, yeah. Was Rod? Yeah, it was Rod's ears ringing or something. That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. That's cool. Rod, we're always looking out. We're always looking out for you. You already know. Can't wait for Daredevil. Just wish we got all the episodes at once. That's my man.
I disagree.
Asian.
Hard disagree.
Oh, you don't even have to have an opinion on this, Doug. I don't even understand what the problem is.
I'm only doing a media show this coming Tuesday, so yeah, I shouldn't have an opinion on that at all. But anyway.
Well, right. So that's why you should just keep it there. That's why we did this shit. So you can just go over there. Anyway, you had another comment, buddy, on another item piece here.
Oh, no, it was just I wanted to talk about Lauren Freeman being a member of Beer Bay's family, and as well as Fan Dad's also doing a review of Daredevil. Those are the two things I wanted to mention. I mean, all the other things you mentioned, all we need to mention is great. I'm glad we have so many friends, especially women who are in the brewing industry, and we're going to have more on tonight. So this is good news, and I'm happy we can have them and be friends with them as well.
Yeah, Rod's in the comments though. So again, y'all want to talk tariffs? Rod's here now, or head over to his page, please. For sure, because Rod is absolutely on it, and I'm absolutely not on it. But Doug, what I am on is actually no. We'll wait. So we're gonna have a fun react segment. Little spoiler alert, because Doug doesn't even know. I'm gonna call him out for a goofy ass food take that he recently made that y'all didn't hear about. He's gonna be called out on. And I have to ask. I want to ask the ladies a dating question, actually. So we'll see about that. I mean, it's not going to be too crazy, but it'll be fun. Anyway, Doug. Without further ado,
you want me to do the intro?
To bring on our guests. They are pioneers in a way, Doug, in my opinion.
Yep.
What do you got?
Well, so what we're going to bring on is I got their shirt on here, the Beer Babes family. We have co-founder Rachel Benkowski, and then we have Shayna Mose, who I believe is a North American. I had it in my head and I completely lost. I think like outreach or don't correct me, and that's great because I've had a cold all week and I've had a cold all week and I'm 53 years old, so my brain is Swiss cheese half the time. So, but we've had Rachel on before. Rachel's a certified cicerone. Shayna is just she's social media superstar. Watching how she posts stuff and just positions everything, and just it's going to be a great show, and I can't wait. Let's do the thing and bring them on, shall we?
Oh, Doug, hold on.
Yep. U.S. event coordinator. Thank you, Roxy. I completely.
Thank you, Roxy. Yeah.
I did North American. I gave a broader scope. Sorry.
Yeah. I didn't even try, so I left you out there to hang, and so I'm not even going to say anything.
Yeah. All right. So you want me to bring them on there, sir?
Yeah, man. I don't want to touch it because we like to touch the buttons at the same time.
Yeah.
What's up, Rachel and Shayna?
Welcome.
Hey guys.
We know y'all drink good beer, so what's in the glass? Got anything special going on tonight?
You go first, Shayna.
I am actually having the Hoppy Lager Bay Brew that we just released in Orlando, the one that Lauren was a part of. So it's a 5% crisp, awesome beer. We did that with Ivanhoe Park.
Wow.
Nice. That's a great label.
Get on that label there. I know you want to talk about it. Go there, Doug.
Yeah, I'm a label nerd. I love labels. I love when people do good designs. That's a great design. I really like that a lot. So kudos.
Beautiful.
We have a fabulous designer, Janet. Her handle is Gumbo Mud on Instagram, and she's been with us since the beginning. And she does all of our labels, all of our beer labels, all of our social media graphics, all that sort of stuff. So we're very lucky. We're very lucky to have her.
A good graphic designer is hard to come by. Really,
she's very talented. Yeah.
And Rachel, what's in your glass?
So I'm also drinking a Bay Brew. Woo, woo. There we
go.
This one is from Faculty Brewing, which is a Canadian beer. Don't ask me how I got this. And this is a hibiscus blonde. I have not had this beer, so this is going to be my first time trying it. Yeah.
Well, let's get a review live as we do here. So. Also, your designer, her Instagram stuff is pretty great too. So you should definitely follow her. So, and Shayna, definitely follow Shayna. Celtic Aphrodite, do that.
Shayna is fabulous at makeup and being so creative and having so much fun with social media. It's very inspiring because I hate social media. And she makes it look so fun. So it's true.
Thank you.
Yes, baby. Hey, cheers to you, Rod. Thanks so much.
Yeah, I would love to see y'all go on Rod's thing and talk to him about y'all stuff too. But
sure,
I don't need to be putting y'all on pressure on live TV.
Wow.
So self-invite, Rod. We're coming your way next.
There you go. Y'all can crash. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Rachel, did you have any tasty notes you wanted to share on that one?
So I will admit I did just finish a West Coast IPA, so my palate's a little wrecked right now. It's very hibiscus forward. I get that on the aroma and also on the flavor. There's a little bit of that that sort of not sour, maybe tart note that hibiscus can have. The color though is really pretty. It's not like super pink. I've had some hibiscus beers where it like literally turns them pink. This one's got like a pinky hue to it, but still a really, really nice clarity. I'm sorry, my lighting is so terrible in here. Good clarity though. Nice gold color. There's some nice malt quality to it. Kind of like toasted, like sourdough bread, like not the crust of the bread, but like the flesh of the bread. Yeah, really nice, pretty straightforward, which is refreshing and lovely. When we are so bombarded with beers that have so much flavor these days, sometimes it's nice to just go back to basics and appreciate nuances.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers to this too. Roxanne's door's always open for beer babes.
All right.
Thank you, Rod.
I didn't get the memo about the shirts, y'all.
We're gonna see about that.
Yeah, I missed that, y'all. It happened in pre-production and it went over my head. Let's go. Yes, and I also missed the memo about the beer too. Look at me.
There wasn't a memo for me though. I said, "Hey Rachel, let's send some beers each way," and she sent me that. So I was like, "All right, great, this is awesome." And then I knew you were coming on, so I figured I'd just save them for the show. So.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert: there were no memos, but anyway. But Rachel, the memo that I got was that we need to explain to everybody what Beer Babes family is, because Doug and I know, but not maybe everybody who is watching knows.
Sure. Yeah, I'll do the quick down and dirty rundown. So the Beer Babes family, we are an international nonprofit organization. And when I say international, that means the United States and also Canada. Roxy Liquid Dream, who was on here a minute ago commenting, she is the other co-founder, and she lives in Montreal. Yeah, there she is.
Montreal.
We met over Instagram back during COVID, and we kind of started this interaction group for women that just enjoy drinking beer. And it kind of evolved into its own thing. So we started our own nonprofit organization in December of 2022. Wait, I'm sorry. I'm misremembering that now. Oh, dear. Was it? No, it was April of 2022 in the United States and December of 2022 in Canada. I apologize. And what we do is we brew collaboration beers like the ones that the three of us are drinking here tonight with breweries throughout North America. And they kick back a portion of the sales of that beer. All of our beer collaborations are called Babe Brew. And we put those funds into a business grant, and then we give one business grant per year to a woman in the beer industry who is trying to improve her beer business. So when we started off, we knew we didn't want to be a competition with the Pink Boots, because they are a very well-established, wonderful organization that has all this incredible scholarship stuff going on. And so we thought, well, if they're focusing on school and helping women get through school to, get into the beer industry, why don't we support women once they're out of school and they're in the business side of things? Because Roxy and I both work in the industry. We saw a need for that, because being in business is really hard, especially these days. So people need as much support as they can get. So we gave our first grant in 2023. The recipient, she needed a new fermenter. Her family's brewery mostly did open fermentation, and she wanted a closed fermenter to do some different sort of styles. So we were able to help give her enough money to buy that. And then last year in 2024, we gave enough money to a brewery in Northern California, Mindscape Fermentations, to get a keg washer, because they needed a keg washer. So we try to give a significant amount of money to actually make like a big impact on, the business, rather than a couple $100 here and there. That's not really very helpful. So we wanted to, make it enough money to have it really help these people.
Shannon, do you have anything to add or to contrast? Probably not, but maybe.
Ditto. What she said. Yeah.
All right. How did you get involved in Beer Babes family, Shayna?
I met with them through Instagram, and it was pretty much just like right away connection.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, it was really great. And then meeting them for the first time in person, then it pretty much solidified that deal. Like, okay, and these are my best friends now. And this is what we're going to do. And yeah.
So instant besties on the online.
Absolutely. Thing. Absolutely.
Yeah. Maybe Shayna, do you want to talk a little bit about the releases and the events, since that's your jam? And that's something that also sets us apart from other beer charity organizations?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we do with our releases is we usually have one of our beer babes that is local that introduces us to the brewery. And then whenever it comes time for the release day, then I myself try to make sure there's, it's going to be a great party, like whether it's a food truck or whatever, musicians or not. We had a wonderful musician that came out and donated her time in Nashville and played the whole time. It was fantastic. And so the events are always a lot of fun. We try to get as many of our girls or supporters all together as we can for each one to kind of set us apart from just, the average release day.
Mm-hmm. So can I ask a question on that line? So when the releases, is it generally that member of your Beer Babes family proposes it to a brewery, or do you have breweries reach out to you to start doing collabs? Or is it a mix of both? I'm just curious how those start. I guess how they start.
Definitely, Rachel, correct me if I'm wrong, but in the beginning days, it was people that followed us that would go to their brewery because they were invested in us, and they were like, "Hey, I want this, here in my hometown." So they would then go to the brewery, and then the brewery would get their email, or they contact us either way, and that's how that would get set up.
Yeah, it was very grassroots at the beginning. It was word of mouth. People just kind of hearing about us, our idea resonating with them, and then them reaching out to their local brewery and saying, "Hey, there's this charity that's raising money for women in the beer business. They do collabs. Would you be interested in that?" And nowadays it's a little bit of everything. We still have community members that are giving us really great and genuine connections to breweries. We do a lot of just like essentially cold calling, cold emailing. Roxy does that. She spent the first half of this year already. She's reached out to. She'll tell me if I'm wrong, but probably almost 500 breweries. Just kind of trying to get the word out there. And then we also have breweries that reach out to us and say, "Hey, we heard about you. We want to work with you." So it's a little bit of everything.
And by work with you, that means as far as like doing a collab here, right?
Correct. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
And so then can we explore the scholar? Because there's a couple levels to this, layers here. Specifically the sponsorship part or the scholarships part. I'm sorry. What does that look like to a female who's in the industry? What does that process look like? So say they see this and they're like, oh, I'm interested. What process do they go through? And then what kind of steps can you say that, they'll have to go through to, do this?
Sure. So first thing I do want to differentiate is that we don't do scholarships. We just do business grants. So you have to be working for a legitimate beer business, and you have to use the monies towards that beer business. So that's a little bit different than an individual scholarship that, say, Pink Boots would give to you. So just want to differentiate those things there. But if a woman is listening right now and she's like, hey, my brewery needs a new walk-in, or we need new tap handles. We want to redo our entire, system for, pouring draft. Really anything that you could possibly need that could improve your business. You are welcome to apply on our website, beerbabiesfamily.com. There is a portion at the top where you can click on it. It says grants. It will bring you to a Google Drive document that gives all of the things that you need to tell us about you, your business, what you're going to be doing to improve it, why, the preferences. You need to have an EIN number so we can do a background check and make sure that you're a legitimate business, stuff like that. And that's really it. Applications, they're due in November of every year. So there's plenty of time for this year. So, if you want to apply now, that's great. If most of our applications come in, that last week of November, which is fine. And then we make a decision and we cut a check by December of every year. So.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
And how many of these grants have we given out? So we give out one per year?
Two. Yeah. One in 2023 and one in 2024. Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Doug,
I know you're just getting back. You have something, buddy?
Yeah. Before I get to my second beer, I actually you were talking about like different collabs and events this year. How big is the schedule look like for you, Shayna? Like, how big are you mapping out for this year so far? Like, how big is this looking?
I believe we have 45 releases this year, Rachel, altogether.
Yeah, it might be closer to 47 now. And that spans all of North America. Yeah. Yes.
Wow. That's a lot to keep track of. How do you manage that, I guess?
Computers, phones, notebooks, talking with each other, because we'll be like, oh yeah. It's a lot of scheduling. This week. Yeah, like, oh my gosh, I was supposed to be where yesterday? But I mean, it's so much fun, and it's just such a great team that it doesn't even seem like work. You're just anticipating and excited about the next release, and there's always a countdown, and there's always a time when you get back from a release where you're like, I don't even know what to do with myself. Like, what is life right now? Because this is what I do, and then you're kind of just,
Yeah, so that's a lot of. Do you have to be at all the releases?
We try to have like one of us at all of the releases, especially if it is a new brewery, a new state we're introducing into the Beer Babes family.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had any in New York State yet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We have. Yeah, we had in June of last year, we were at Yonkers Brewing.
Yep.
Yonkers barely qualifies for New York. Sorry.
Oh, come on. It's in the state. It's New York.
I know you can see New Jersey from there, but it's still in New York.
Yeah. I really enjoyed Yonkers. It was a great time.
I'm going to have to defer to Daniel, who is our resident New York City person, because he lives there, and see what he thinks of Yonkers, because I think there's kind of like a sort of funny thing about that. But anyway,
we've tried to have a release in Buffalo. I have a unique tie to Buffalo, and Buffalo is very close to Roxy, but it just hasn't worked out yet. So, yeah.
Oh, so
Question for you, Rachel.
Am I going to be in Colorado on the 29th? No, Nate, I am not going to be in Colorado on the 29th. But Shayna will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
We're in Colorado. My son lives like between Boulder and Denver, so he might be able to.
It's in Colorado Springs.
Mm-hmm.
Colorado Springs. What's the brewery? Can you say that?
Yeah. Yes, we can. Go ahead, Shayna.
You go ahead.
It's Atrevida.
Atrevida. I just knew I was going to pronounce it wrong, and I was like, but yeah.
Atrevida?
Yeah, Atrevida. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I'll tell him about that, because him and his fiance might want to do that.
Yeah. It's our first Colorado release, so we're very excited. And that's also why Shayna's going to be going. So
yeah, I hold Colorado very near and dear to my heart. It's where I went to high school in Denver, so I love the state. So I'm very excited that we're able to add them. Wonderful.
Nice.
Yeah,
Rod, we will not be at CBC. This year we're really focusing on expanding and trying to get into as many states as possible. But perhaps next year. We're still trying to get a good footing, a good grasp, and just get our name out there right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is the Craft Beer Conference, Roxy. So, Doug, you had a second beer?
I do. First, I want to point out that Daniel said this. Yonkers is close enough. So
Hey,
we'll take
told
his word
you.
for it.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I have a second Beer Babes beer. Look at that.
Woo!
It is a Helles House Helles Lager.
Mm-hmm.
This is from Pagoda City Brewing, Greg, in Reading, Pennsylvania. Fairly close to your old stomping grounds. So, he's like, Reading is not like known for being a great place sometimes.
I got some stories about Reading, not good ones either.
All I have is wonderful stories about Reading.
Yeah.
Great. Excellent. We can balance them.
I've only been there once, but it was a great time.
So again, not a very aggressive pour, but it's like flying through.
We'll blame that on your cold too, Doug.
That could be.
Get the sessions off. I can't do it.
And my Reading story is more about me being a dumbass than Reading. So,
okay, gotcha.
Sorry, I got the foam mustache going there.
The bubble stash.
Yeah, so that is right on the style of the Helles. That's really, really super well done. I really dig that. It doesn't say the ABV on here, so I have no clue. It does have a code on there that I could scan, but I'm too lazy to do that right now. Do you remember what the ABV was on this House Helles Lager by any chance?
Off the top of my head, no, but I would guess it's around 5.
4.3. Thank you, Roxy. On top of it. She said she was your encyclopedia. She's not kidding.
No, she is the knower of many things. Yes, Rod.
She said it's on the can. Maybe I missed it.
I'll have these two give me your contact info, and I'll reach out.
I'm mistaken. It's there. It's 4.9. It says on the can. My bad.
She's saying the numbering of
Tasty, so
the beer.
glad I got
It's
that.
Babe Brew.
Hellas is that kind of thing. You make it, it's the style, and it just should be the style, and that's what it should be. So. Yeah. Did you guys hear me? Everything froze for me for a moment.
I think we just been sitting here all quiet, or everything froze for me. I don't know.
So
froze for me a
I
little bit.
was just saying that this Hellas is that kind of style of beer that you make it the style. You don't mess with it too much. You just want to make sure you write the actual style that, and this does. So cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Greg, what's up with you there? And that, do you have any other things? I have another question. If you don't,
I mean, I do, but you can go, Doug, because you're up.
Okay, so in light of the, this is might be a difficult question because of the amount of collabs you guys do.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh, he froze again. No one else is frozen, just Doug is frozen.
He gave his computer the cold. Dang it.
Didn't he say he had to reboot his thing or something? So maybe he's having issues tonight.
Yeah, he's very frozen.
Yeah. So then Roxy says it's the third collaboration with them. So it's been. Oh, okay. Okay. Meaning they're the fourth brewery to join the brewery. Huh. Okay.
Yeah, okay. we have a numbering system for all of our beers. Each new brewery gets a new consecutive number. If that makes sense.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And that's. Oh, I'm sorry. You go.
And then any collaboration that we do with them thereafter, they have that number that they got. So Pagoda City was the fourth brewery that we ever worked with. So it's 4.3. So that is the third collaboration we've done with them.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
I like that because y'all already figured out there's got to be a way to not got to be, but it would be nice to have a way that could, kind of keep all that because it's a big. It just sounds like a big monster as it gets growing and growing, and you're gonna have all these different breweries. And I mean, we already got we got 10,000 breweries in America, so. Plus, even with the wave of closures that we're having, we're still having some, uptick. So I don't know. Doug was going to ask a question about Beer Babes. I was going to move off a little bit, but we could always come back.
For it.
Yeah. No, I just I wanted y'all. The reason. So part of the reason why I slipped in the tariff thing, y'all. If y'all saw that, is because I just wanted to talk to the ladies about just the environment that breweries face in 2025. Now, we're not going to talk about tariffs, but I still do want to talk about the environment that y'all feel that we're in as a craft beer. Rachel, you've been in this game for a bunch of years now. It seems like, and there's been a different phase. There was the boom, and then there was the panty, and now we're like post-pandemic, and now there's just different factors going on now. This 2025 than there was in 2023 or 2019. There was just different challenges, and this year I just wanted y'all to talk to because y'all work closely with a lot of breweries, even outside of the collabs. Y'all have friends, y'all work in breweries, y'all have ties, y'all know what's up. Part of the reason why y'all doing what you're doing is because you know what's up in the industry. So I don't know if y'all both want to talk about just the challenges, and then eventually just say, as people who love breweries, how can the common guy like us, what can we do to make a change? So I don't know if Shana wants to go first, or Rachel, or however y'all's order goes. But I love to hear from both y'all on that one.
Rachel, I'm going to let you go first. You know way more about this than I do, so you take the lead on.
Okay. So I can, I say I will comment on what I am observing in my local beer community, which is that of Phoenix, Arizona, but also Arizona as a whole. There have been a lot of closures lately. I think, well, this past summer, talking with veteran industry folks, they and everybody else had observed and experienced that it was one of the worst summers that we've had in the last 15 years. People just were not going out and spending money. They just weren't. And as prices of things, go up, inflation is a thing. You can't find a $5 pint to save your life anymore, at least not in Arizona, not even on a happy hour. The average pint is between $7 and $9 for craft beer. And so I think a lot of people really couldn't afford to go out as much anymore. But I also think that the market is very saturated with incredible beer these days. You can go to your local grocery store and get award-winning Arizona craft beer, whether it's Arizona, awards, or the GABF or the World Beer Cup or whatever. You can literally buy those beers at the grocery store. So the consumer isn't seeking out that craft beer experience anymore because they don't have to. And so I think the business model of folks that make really delicious, wonderful beer, and just simply serve it in a tap room, come and drink my beer in my tap room, that business model isn't going to uphold anything anymore. I think, and I've been observing that breweries are having to sort of shift their business mantra, their objective, how they go about planning their week, their brew schedules, their events, all of these things. They have to be creative in figuring out ways to get people to come into the tap room, because people don't have to go to the tap room anymore to get really good beer. And so there's places that are adapting and overcoming this, and then there are places that are not. And that can be for reasons that simply they can't afford to do those things. They don't have the staffing, whatever. And it hurts me every time I see a local brewery have to close their doors. And this is a whole maybe different conversation. And again, I'm speaking just for Arizona, but marijuana is legal in the state of Arizona. And the younger generation seems to be drinking significantly less than my generation. I'm an elderly millennial. I'm almost 40. But my generation drank a fuck ton of beer, alcohol, whatever. And this younger generation is not. They're in Arizona. They're going and they're getting their weed and they're staying home and they're doing that. So there's a lot of delicate moving parts here that I think can be very state specific. But as an industry overall, it's definitely shifting. Non-alcoholic options, a brewery almost has to have those now, because we get people that come in all the time that, they want to support and go with their beer loving friends, but they don't drink. I see that more and more and more and more. So yeah, there's a shift that's happening, but again, you have to adapt and overcome. So,
or Doug, or
no, you go, and I'll go after you. Go.
All right, cool. So I want to talk to you real quick about prices. So one of the things here that I see in Wisconsin that's happening more recently, within the past 2 months, is almost this year. Actually, we're starting to see more specials, more $4 off a dollar off a pint, free growler fills.
Okay.
We're starting to see some Broken Bat in Milwaukee. They've been doing this for a little bit though. Sometimes they're like, we have free beer, come get it. And we're like, wait, how okay. So
sure.
There's a level of it seems like here in Wisconsin, I wanted to see if you see it doesn't sound like you're seeing it there, where like it just feels like there's a glut, and it feels like breweries are starting to have more of these these like one night $4 pint nights, kill the keg, you know what I mean, things and different promotions that are I think they're trying to bring in other bring in people who feel what you're saying, which is that money crunch that we're all feeling, whether it's eggs or whether it's what I mean, and so are you seeing that in Arizona? Are you seeing any of that, or are you just prices are just stagnant over
there? So I mean, I think that approach of a heavy discount on beer or whatever is a way to adapt to bringing people into the tap room, right? So that's one way to approach getting people in the door, because any brewery makes the most money out of selling tap beer. Canning beer and distribution, they take cuts and things like that. You don't make as much money off of a beer that is in a grocery store versus a beer that is in your tap room. So even at those heavy discounts, they're still turning probably a little bit more or equal profit that they would from that can of that pint of beer that would be out with distribution. So I think that's just it's a different way to approach it. I haven't seen recently here in Arizona super heavily discounted beer. But that's not to say that that's not forthcoming or an option or, something like that. So, yeah.
What's up, Doug?
So I want to second what Rachel was talking about here with the younger generation. I have kids who are old enough to drink. But one of my kids just doesn't care for it, doesn't want to do it. Yeah. Takes an edible here and there. But it's just interesting because they don't like. I think there was such an impetus when I'm 53. I'm a Gen X person, so like if you just watch movies from like my youth, my teenagers, it was all about, hey, let's drink as much as possible and obviously pursue the idea of getting laid, and that was like the focus of every teen movie of my youth. Like so, like. Yeah, exactly. That kind of movie was exactly the thing. And what's super interesting is like you see how kids now, and I say kids because I'm old, but like the idea of how we always thought they were supposed to be isn't really how it is. Like my daughter has been dating the same guy for 5 years. They're in college. And I was just like, okay, but like to me that was unfathomable. Like you would date the same person in high school and get married. And if you did, like those people that did that, the divorce rate was like 95%. But like the thing is, people don't think that way in their age group anymore. They're just like, well, I found somebody I'm really comfortable with, and they get me, and I'm good. And it's just a kind of a mind shift of almost all sort of. I'm going to use the word vice. Probably not the right term.
Yeah.
But I think I see that too. And edibles being, marijuana being accessible and illegal in a whole bunch of places. I'm going to up Shayna for this, considering what state she's in. I'm not sure that that's legal there.
It is medical. Yeah.
Medical. Okay. So at least you have that. So, okay.
Yeah.
So that's good. At
Surprised
least.
us too. We were like, really? Oklahoma?
Surprised us too. You guys, it actually worked. We did it.
No way. Shh. Don't talk about it. They'll take it away.
Yeah. Don't say anything too loud.
Yeah.
So we don't have legal marijuana. We have legal hemp, and it's going wild here.
Oh yeah.
So and it's affecting. I feel it's affecting the craft beer.
For sure.
And that's not even legal. Again, THC. That's hemp THC, which is a different thing, but it's going wild here. There's these little dispensary places is popping up like nothing. They're doing the hemp THC, which is end up like THC 9 or something. And
like the Delta?
I don't know.
Delta 9, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And it's just going crazy here, and it's not even legal, and it's wild. So there's all kinds of things going on, and y'all, it's well documented what y'all talk about as far as the younger folks doing different things, as far as their vices or whatever, for lack of a better word, like Doug said, or their
that's not the right term, but I get it.
recreational things. How about that?
Yeah, what you do for fun. I mean, I think the next big page flip that we're going to see is THC infused beverages and THC infused alcoholic beverages. I think once the ATF gets that stuff under control, who knows if or when that will happen anytime soon. But I have already heard whisperings in the industry here of people already thinking about that. Like once that's legal, that's where it's at. Because then you can get everybody in one place, right? You can get the craft beer drinkers, you can get just the THC users, and then you can get the people that want to mix the two together. Like that's the next level. But who knows when that'll happen.
Greg, speak on this, please.
We are here in Wisconsin. Actually, we are here. There's a place called Oliphant Brewing that's like stone's throw from, it's in Wisconsin, but it's just a stone's throw from the Twin Cities. And they do the THC drinks. They're up to they have a 50 milligram one.
But if it's in Wisconsin, that's not like THC, right?
That's hemp THC. Hemp Delta 9. But I'm telling you, as someone who has tried this, it'll knock you on your.
He did that on the show, by the way.
It may not have the same effects as THC, but it's I wouldn't say it's so close, but it's in the vicinity that folks are just running to it, and so those are THC infused seltzers. They're not actually beers. So we're not at the stage of which you're talking, Rachel, which is the THC in the beer yet. Yeah. But you know what I mean? This you could, it's all progression.
Yeah.
And also I would just like to remind people too, like just like anything, beer goes to, beer evolves. So like we go there's always a phase that we're going through, whether it's lagers, and remember in England it was porters at one point, and then they're like, oh, we can make these clear beers that are crisp and wonderful. Then everybody started drinking the lagers, and it's just like there's always these trends, you know what I mean? And we're just feeling a trend, and we're just in a trend, and that's just how it happens. And there's always these waves, prohibition. You know what I mean? There was, 10,000 breweries before Prohibition. Then there was 10 breweries, and now there's 10,000 again. And so, these ebbs and flows are, they're natural, y'all. And so I would keep that in mind as far as, sometimes, sometimes people are like, man, all these brewery closings is depressing. And I got it. But there's an ebb and flow to this. So.
Craft beer is not going anywhere. People don't need to fear that. Beer never went anywhere. Even like when you were saying, Greg, in Prohibition, it's not going away. It's just that business owners are going to have to read the market and adapt and overcome the hurdles and be creative. And I hate to say it, but the strong and the smart will survive. And it's all about seeing, 10 steps ahead and preparing for it.
What is going on with this?
Yes.
We have two Bay Brew releases in Wisconsin, May 31st in Baraboo, and then June 1st in Mequon.
What's in
Foxtown in Mequon.
Foxtown Brewing?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Greg, if you haven't been to Foxtown, that will be in your pursuit to catch up to Joel. You can add that one.
Yeah, Tumble Rock is fun. They have a female brewer there, as y'all already know. Tumble Rock is fun.
It's going to be a party weekend, Greg. You should join us. A lot of people are traveling for that. It's going to be so fun.
Yeah, Tumble Rock is really just up the street from me, so that's not. Is that a Saturday?
That's on Saturday. Yep. Yeah, May 31st. Write it down.
Or go to the, go check out the calendar on our website.
Yeah, I think I have a big thing that day. I'm gonna check right now though. But yeah, that's excellent. I've never been to Foxtown, and Tumble Rock is a favorite of mine. So, it's the same day as I can't make it that day.
What about Foxtown on June 1st then?
Ooh.
June 1st.
The day after.
That may be possible.
Monday.
That is going to make me jealous because I can't.
Monday.
I'm in freaking New York.
Don't worry, we'll be in New York as well.
That may be possible. So, my first, and at this point only beer collab is that day. Actually, is at Lager and Friends. With Gathering Place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
No.
I can't. It's literally
no.
I can't. I would postpone almost any other day for this, and I just oh no, I can't do that one. But
we don't want you to postpone that. No way.
But no. I'm glad y'all are here, though. More importantly, because this is not about me, and this is about the overall push and the overall everything. So that's great. It's great that you're here. It's great that y'all know Tumble Rock. They deserve, and she deserves the recognition, and all that. She's great. And I don't know. I'm not really familiar with Foxtown. I know that they did just sign a deal to be in a beer garden, to anchor a beer garden here in Appleton, Wisconsin. It's not the biggest airport in the world, but it's good for that's good for them. And their social media pops with their food. Like they look like a 3-star, 4-star restaurant. Actually, Doug, their food. Foxtown.
I also see one that you're going to be at Hinterland Brewing in Green Bay.
Yeah, in July. Mm-hmm.
In July 26th.
Yeah.
Hinterland. Yeah. So Hinterland, y'all, is the brewery that is in it's on Titletown. It's like right under Lambeau. They're like the Packers brewer, actually. They were handpicked to be there. They're like right there in that title. They have one of the best tap room experiences in Wisconsin. There's just no question. Hinterland is excellent. Their tap room is amazing. Their beers are really solid. Their food is excellent. The ambiance is amazing. Packer fan or not, it's just great.
Go Pack, go!
So, woo! Hinterland is a great. Y'all hitting all the spots here. Damn.
Roxy, correct me if I'm wrong, but did they reach out to us? I feel like they did, but maybe I'm misremembering. We'll see if she concurs.
Hinterland.
In Green Bay, correct, yes.
I'm a fan.
I see Roxy also said she'll be in New York. I see 2 for New York. One is Yonkers Brewing, which Yonkers we've already discussed. But there's also one at Aspire Brewing in Middletown, which is a couple hours from me. That's not terribly far.
There's your chance.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have to see June 7th. I'm hoping that's a Saturday.
It should be, unless they.
Yes, it is. Yeah, yep. It is.
Yeah.
I'll make a way to get there. I will. That way I can.
Awesome.
Some of you. So.
Awesome.
Look at us.
Woohoo! Yes.
Look at us. Yeah. So three in Wisconsin. That's excellent. The last time y'all were here, or last time Rachel was here, there was none in Wisconsin. I remember this. So that is progress. And y'all go. Love it. So in order to do a collab, there's no hitch. Anybody could do a collab, right? It's for the grants. Make sure I get that right. It's female, and has to be within the brewery system, right?
Yeah. So to do a collab, you don't have to be a woman-owned or woman-brewed brewery. We collaborate with any brewery. As long as they have a good standing, with treating women and other people, fairly and equally. And then to apply for the grant, you have to be a woman or identify as a woman that is in a legitimate beer business that's trying to improve that beer business.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Excellent. Doug, anything here?
One thing that I was trying to ask before my laptop decided to freeze and I had to reboot. So that was me.
All right.
What was so far your favorite collab, either by taste or the experience you have with the brewer? That's a lot to ask because you've done a lot of collabs.
That's an impossible question, honestly, Doug, because each release is a different region, different people, different beer. Like, there's no way you could, for me anyway, that I could pick like, oh yeah, this is the one. It's a different experience, and it's hard to compare. I've never even thought about it, honestly. They're all so unique.
I got. That's
Doug
like
is
asking.
Pick your best, your favorite kid.
Yeah, that's exactly. I was gonna make that.
Favorite child.
Or like your favorite. What's your favorite movie? Well, there's 8 gazillion movies. Like
Exactly. Yeah. Like, what's your number one song your whole life?
Yeah. Impossible.
When I was happy,
Cringe.
when I was sad, when I was
we
sad,
won't
like,
ask anymore. We won't ask any more about that. We'll just let that one go. But anyway,
it's a difficult one. Doug's like, watch me stump him. And then he did.
He did. 6 that.
Way to be, Doug. Way to be.
Hey, that wasn't my intent, but hey, all right.
No, but you succeeded blindly.
Yeah, look
Kudos.
at Foxy. You're like our kids.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
all right, Doug. Can are you good, Doug? We can go back. I want to do React.
Okay, let me grab a third while you run the graphic. How about that? I can time it.
All right, because I'm empty too, so I need to go get a beer as well.
Okay, yeah. So, what's the timing?
Right.
What are we at?
Great.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
And it's just me.
No, it isn't. Liar. All right,
Y'all wildin'. So it's React time, y'all. So when our guests get back here, I will have them react to. I'm not ready yet. Be right. Actually, I'm gonna go get my beer too.
Yeah, do it, man.
Why not?
Walk back into the Delta Beer Lab and go get yourself a beer. Excuse me.
So yeah, I walked into the Delta Beer Lab and got me a working draft.
Nice.
From Working Draft. Good Together. It's an IPA with Citra Mosaic, and it's a hazy IPA. And because Citra and Mosaic are good together.
They're a happy couple.
Yeah, they are. So, and it's one of my favorite hop variety. I'm just a sucker for Mosaic and Citra together. It's just a classic combination.
Well, you got like a little sample glass going there, like you're doing a flight. It's nice.
Yeah, it's fun.
Gregolicious.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't. Why does my thing say that? Oh,
dude, you didn't even realize.
I had a good name for this time too. Where is it? Let's see. Can I change it? Oh yeah, I can. Where is that? I love it. Where is it? Okay, so hold on. Yeah.
Now we have to wait for Shayna to get back. What you got, Rachel?
So I grabbed one of the beers that you sent me.
Yeah.
By Hamburg. So I told you I have a special tie to the Buffalo area. I have been to Hamburg Brewing before, but it was a long, long time ago, like probably close to 10 years ago now. My graduate school roommate lives up there, so I've been there a lot. Yeah. Beautiful tap room with like the fountain out front and all that stuff.
Very pretty.
Oh man. Yeah. Oh, it smells lovely.
It's a nice black IPA, Greg, right up your alley.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
That's my favorite IPA is a black IPA.
That's Greg's too.
What I'm drinking, baby.
Ah, of course you are.
Well, I sent that to her, so yeah.
Yes.
He's like, so it's extra cool.
Yep. Yep. You know, you did our
I wouldn't go that far, but okay.
I'm not trying to be an ass, but my favorite IPA is the next one I'm drinking.
Hey, man, that's fair. That is totally fair.
I know y'all hate them, but I'm just a sucker for all of them. Actually, since y'all missed it, what Doug?
Oh, Shayna, I think just opened up. What you have, Shayna? What are you drinking?
I have a DNR by Coop out of OKC.
Coop.
Okay. What style of beer is it? Sorry, I couldn't see it.
Belgian.
Ooh, delicious.
Mm-hmm. Notice everybody was like,
I love Belgian beers. What kind of Belgian?
Yeah, I know.
Is it a double, a triple, a quad?
Belgian style.
Belgian style.
It's a Belgian style,
That's very broad.
Belgian style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
to see what color it is.
I could tell you more, but apparently I've lost my glasses.
Normally,
but it's, I mean, the Belgian style. It's fantastic.
I was gonna say, Rachel, normally aren't those like Belgians, well, like, you know, what we call singles usually when they say Belgian style? They usually don't, you know what I mean? They're usually not doubles or quads. They're usually
it's
like that lower end, you know, ale, Belgian ale kind of one going on.
I mean, I guess it can depend. I mean, I don't know, like, because I mean, Belgian style. I mean, Belgian brewers, like, they've brewed everything from Flanders Reds to, you know, quads. I mean, the spectrum is huge.
It's 10% of deliciousness.
Okay, so it's
10%.
probably a quad.
Oh, Shayna.
Quad.
No, it's not a
So,
okay.
That's
I
not
didn't
a
want
baby
to
one.
say what it's not. You know what I mean? I didn't want to misrepresent, but lovely.
All right.
Can't go
All
wrong.
right. So we'll play this again since we're.
It's true.
Oh.
Yes. Yes. Our lovely friend Nate, his handle on Instagram, you should follow him right now, is Boozy Scientist. He's an award-winning Arizona homebrewer. And my favorite style, also one of Shayna's favorite styles, if not also it's her only favorite style. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Saison is my favorite, and then it goes all the Belgians.
Yes.
All the Belgians. All of them.
Yeah. So Nate brewed a Saison for me. I think it was 2 summers ago now, and he named it after me. So yes, it's true. He's a wonderful friend.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Third Bay Brew.
Okay, you're rolling through them. I love it.
Yeah, this is the Blackberry IPA.
Oh, that's a recent one. That's from Lawless.
Yeah, that's from Lawless Brewing out of
Hollywood. December.
Yeah, North Hollywood. Yeah. Hell yeah, those guys are freaking awesome. Yeah, big fan. Yeah, if you're ever in Southern California, go to Lawless, man. They know what they're doing there, and they're so hospitable.
All right. Look at the color on this, is awesome. Look at that color.
Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm losing my Apocalypse cult glass, so enjoy that. But so this one's 6.6. Why couldn't it be 6.66 ABV? That would have been cooler.
That would have been perfect. Yeah. We'll pretend it is.
A whole lot cooler if it was.
Yeah.
So this is very blackberry on the nose, like very forward on that. But it's funny because I'm glad it's blackberry, not blueberry. I don't know if you guys feel the same, but like blueberry in beers is really difficult for me because it's almost always too heavy-handed, for my palate at least. But
does it get medicinal for you? Like cherries can get medicinal?
What's funny is So cherries in beer are less medicinal for me, but maybe my palate's a little weird. But there's a beer I drink every Christmas called Mad Elf, which I sent you one of those, Rachel.
Yes, I haven't drank it yet. I do have
it. and Greg and like all these other people on the show come on, and they come on the show that drink just fucking hate it. But this I love it. But Greg's like, hey now. So
he always miscategorizes me, but I'll let it go.
Whatever. All right. Everything froze for me there. Sorry.
It's okay. We can still hear you. It'll come back. Yeah. It'll come back.
It should have, because you were bullshitting.
No, I was saying that Greg.
No, I heard it. I heard enough.
You don't shit on it. You're just like, well, it's not my jam. But other people that were in the show were just like, that fucking sucks.
Everybody else shits on it, and I'm like, it's meh. And then Doug throws me into that. But whatever. Anyway, Doug. Anyway, what are you drinking now? Who cares?
So the blackberry IPA. What I really dig about this is the blackberry is a nice little note in the taste, and it's not like overly hop forward, but you definitely get the hops in there. Mm-hmm. It's really, really, really good. Really, despite it being 6, drinkable, like very
balanced,
crushable to use. Mm-hmm. But
you're cutting in and out again, Doug.
Okay, it's not just me.
We're losing you again.
My thing keeps freezing. Sorry, folks.
We can hear you. We just can't see you.
You have great freeze-based frames, so keep doing what you're doing. Oh, he's gone.
Wow, he's going to
No, I'm here. Greg pulled me off screen. I usually keep. I think the problem is I keep YouTube open at the same time so I can comment, and I think that's messing it up. So I close that. So it works better.
Fair enough.
So cheers. This is very good. So congrats to you guys and the collab on that. That's really delicious.
Yeah, that was a good one.
All right. Can we? Are we ready to react?
Let's do it.
So I don't know. For some reason, Doug has. Oh no, that's not what I want. So for some reason, Doug has a problem with this. So we're going to talk. Yeah, you do. Can you see it?
All I see is a little.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Looks like a lovely bar, though. I'd love to be there.
I need a book and a stout and a cozy corner.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, smash burger? You don't like smash burgers?
I want a thick fucking burger. I don't want.
But it's a thing. Like Oklahoma is the home of smash burgers, onion burgers. So, my first time having one, I absolutely was just like, "What is this thin? What is this?" Because I'm the same. I want a meaty, thick burger, like super pink, maybe a little moo left in it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so I get it. But then you have one, and you're like,
I love how the outside is crispy. That sets it over the edge for me. I actually had one last weekend, and I hadn't had one in a long time, and it was from a food truck at a tap room, and it was so good.
Did it have the onions though?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna make you the best ones ever next time I see you.
Jana is a goddess at cooking meat. The end. The end.
You should have seen the ribeye I did tonight on the grill. Oh my!
I want her to cook meat for me. She's the only person that can cook meat for me for the rest of my life. Is this lady right here? That's it. It's the end.
Well, maybe she needs to cook for Doug because whatever. So my comment to Doug for this is this: like, Doug, why can't we live in a world where both of them are fine? Like Doug gets all
they're fine.
No, Doug is like,
I will not.
Why?
He's like, they're fine. That's it.
Burger. No, Doug.
No more, no less.
This is how he frames it, though, and this is why I'm coming at him. If you would just frame it to like, if he would say, "Oh well, I don't prefer it, and it's cool if other people prefer it." No, he framed it, and y'all weren't there. He framed it like,
I did.
Why would I wanna
eat a small little thin burger when I can have a big juicy thick one?
Have you tried one yet, though, Doug?
How about we have both?
Are you kidding? Like everybody makes smash burgers now. Like everybody makes them. Like
he just wants to be contrary.
I tried them, and the problem for me is like if I think a lot of it is I grew up eating very thick, good, juicy fucking burgers. I make a really killer Juicy Lucy. My kids
God,
like
yes.
And those are not smashed. You don't smash those fucking.
No. You like stuff cheese in it
and you ball it so cheese stays inside.
Yeah.
I make things excellent on a grill, but those things are
I do too.
Burgers. But those are beastly big burgers,
Doug, you're the only other person I've had a conversation with that has called it that. And so I'm like, I get you.
Which is funny. That's like a Minnesota thing.
It's a Twin Cities thing.
But I tried doing it, and my daughter's like, "Can you please, for my birthday, make me Juicy Lucy?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure."
Aww.
Have you smoked one yet, though?
I have not. My smokers, my smokers are like 6 years old that has a gap in it that I can't fix, so like it doesn't hold all the smoke in. So I have to get another one. Get
some. I don't know, grill tape. I forget what it's called, but there's a certain tape. Patch that hole up and smoke some. You'll be like, those other ones, whatever. But a smoked one, and then that cheese. It's phenomenal.
Have you smoked a meatloaf?
Oh, Shayna, I can't
wait. Is awesome.
Yes.
You don't make one for me.
All the time.
And now I smoke deviled eggs all the time. Well, like hard-boiled eggs to make deviled eggs.
I haven't had that yet, but I want to. So I'm gonna.
Oh my gosh, so easy! It's just 30 minutes on the smoker. That's it. Like 350 is your temp, and perfect.
It's a shame our guy Jeff isn't here because Jeff is like a super smoking enthusiast. He has like 3 different smokers and he's got all that.
Yeah,
shit.
I only have 2, but
But he lives in Texas, so like kind of.
Of course. He has 3 smokers. Of course, he's in Texas.
And like
I'm in Oklahoma with 2, trying to keep up with Texas.
Yeah. What was that, Greg?
Well, I was gonna say I have a question, but it's just for the ladies. So, Doug, you're gonna shut up.
I'll mute myself.
I'll kick myself out. That's cool.
All right. So does this thing work? Okay, yeah. So, ladies, this is a semi-personal question. It's not really a personal question, but the graphic says that the places that women refuse to go on the first date. Can I make this bigger?
I hope so, because it's hard to see.
Okay.
That's what she said. I don't know.
Okay, hold on here. So the top 3 are here. I'll tell you the top 3 and then I can make it bigger. Doug, you were supposed to not talk, so bye. Now,
that's boot.
Okay, so what are we doing with this list?
There we go.
Is everyone frozen now? Shit.
No, I'm just reading.
Oh, okay. All right.
This is my reading face.
Any comments, Shayna, on any of these?
Me?
Would you go out on the first date, Shayna, if I wanted to take you to Chili's?
No.
Are there any on here, Shayna, that you would not like? If
this was a first date, like just met you, meeting up for the first time, and he's like, "We're gonna go to my niece's birthday party," I'm probably gonna be like, no, a family function, number 20. Other than that,
go to fucking church. Sorry.
Okay.
It might be like a really cool church, though. Like it doesn't say, I mean.
That's fair, but
so
scare me so much.
Yeah, that's the only one for me.
Offensive
honestly.
Or anything
offensive?
Here that you would say no, or anything, anything that's a turn off here. I'm just the whole question.
Just family function. That would be and it depends on the person. Okay. Like I said, did I just meet them or am I only meeting them for the first time? And they're like, hey, we're going to go to grandma's. I'd be like, I'm not down with that.
So Shayna, Waffle House is cool though. Waffle House is cool.
Oh my God.
House,
yeah.
27?
Smothered. for sure.
Shada,
I love Waffle House.
Shada, you're cool. You be cool on the first date. Rachel, are you as cool? Because I don't know.
I don't care where I am as long as I'm like getting to connect with that person, get to know them. Like it doesn't matter. Obviously not at a family function. That's just a little odd and I would be awkward. And then there would be no connection due to me feeling like, what is going on here?
I mean, Waffle House at 3 a.m. is pretty fucking sweet, you know, especially after a bunch of drinks. I don't know. I think the only thing on this list that I'm just like, no, honestly, is church. I'm pretty good with strangers. I feel like I could win over some aunts and uncles and cousins at a family function. So I would be okay with that.
Oh.
Can I tell you what my favorite thing on this list is?
Yes, please.
Yeah, we can do that. Yes, let's do it.
Bowling.
Oh my God, I love bowling.
Get a pitcher of beer and you do a few rounds of bowling. That's awesome.
Rachel, are you really good at bowling?
No, I'm terrible.
I have my own ball, my own shoes. Like we're gonna go bowling.
God damn it. You would, you sexy motherfucker.
So bowling would be he would get his ass kicked or they would get their ass kicked if they took you to bowling.
I'd be like, I've never done this before. Takes my shoes out, puts my wrist guard on. This is called the legend.
That's perfect. What's up, Doug? You had something, buddy?
I would pay money to watch Rachel go on a first date at the gym with a guy.
Oh my God, yes.
I would pay money to watch that.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Because Rachel is a badass at the fucking gym. So like I would totally watch some guy's morale get completely destroyed at the gym.
Yeah. Again, she'd be like, how do you do this? Wow. Walks away like dropping a fucking mic. I did it.
Have you ever seen the videos of the guy who goes by the name Anatoly and he dresses up like a janitor and he goes
I love him. I love him.
He makes all these muscle heads look completely dumb because he's just a super strong guy, but he's not like super built. So he's like carries this mop that's like 37 kilograms. I guess I don't know how much it is in pounds, but it's really fucking heavy. But he's like mopping. He's like, hey, mind if I move this weight? And they're like, yeah, okay. And here, hold my mop. And they're like, it's hilarious to watch.
Yeah, he reps, you know, like these big dudes, because like size doesn't equate to strength, like in the literal physical sense. And so it's like videos of like these huge, like roided out dudes, you know, doing a 1 rep max for a deadlift. And this little dude who's strong as heck, like Doug was just saying, and he just reps these deadlifts that these big dudes were doing 1 for, and they just stand there and they're just like, it's amazing.
And my favorite is when he picks them up and he turns and he starts talking to them and they're like, what the fuck is he doing? He's just like carrying his weight around.
So good. It's so good.
It's great.
Yeah. I'm a big fan. Big fan.
So I know it says women, but Doug, we could chime in here. Number 22 is something I would never do on the first date ever.
I agree.
I need
Which one?
to know if I can have a 22.
Requires somewhere requires a long drive.
Yeah, I need to know if I can have a conversation with you, and I don't know that in the first date. So I
okay,
can't.
But also to flip it, how it's also a good way to find out if you can be with that person and have comfortable silence where you don't think you have to keep them entertained. You guys can just enjoy the drive and have, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but the first date for me is not that time.
Well, neither is a family function or going to church, but here we are.
Yeah, those are definitely excluded for me.
Yeah, y'all didn't let me. Yeah, y'all didn't give me a chance to get the family function because I have get out stories, so I'm not even trying to like do that. But anyway, so, if y'all get that reference, if not, y'all need to see that movie. But anyway, Doug, so like So number 21, where is movie night
It would be at someone's house, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
It might.
Yeah. So
If it was
no.
Movies. But the thing is, you go to the movies.
No. It says Netflix and Hulu. It says Netflix and Hulu. It doesn't say the movies. The movies is, I think the movies is 6. So movie night is at home. Movie night is at home. And hold on, let me finish. And I'm asking again, where is the movie? So I don't like that one. I don't like it. I don't want to be. I'm not trying to go to your house the first date. I'm just not. So the first date for me is this exploratory. Unless it's one of those exception to the rules where it might lead to a one night stand, and that's the exception for me. It's not the rule. I'm not trying to go to your house. It's just weird and awkward the first date for me. It's just weird. I don't know. So that's just me. Anyway, anywhere else, we're cool. I don't know if I want to go to Cheesecake Factory because, generally the guy pays. And I'm not trying to pay for all that on the first date.
The menu's too big, but yeah.
I've only gone there for cheesecake. I've never eaten there. I have no idea what's on their menu.
Don't bother to eat there. Just get the cheesecake.
That's all I've done, so I'm doing it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Doug and I can only eat a quarter of the cheesecake, so why would I even go there? So
that's true. Very true.
You're not trying hard enough.
No, it's
no.
For me, it's because anyway, go crazy.
Yeah, we got heart issues and diabetes issues and sugar. Doug and I have all these issues because we were bad people with our food in our whole life.
They sell it by the slice, Greg. You can just go get a slice.
Also, yeah, but I could only eat like half the slice. It's like 600 fucking grams of fat.
Okay, gotcha.
Milligrams of sugar. Anyway, who cares? Enough of my trauma nonsense. Number 24 too. I have an issue with nightclubs.
Nightclub.
Look, a nightclub is not a place for me for a first date. It's loud. I can't talk to you. I'm screaming. I can barely hear. I'm black and I can't even dance. My friend can dance better than me, Doug. So it would just be a mess, actually, in a fucking nightclub for me. So we're not going to be doing that too.
Or coin flip. It's a horrible first date. Now you can't hear her, them, whatever, and you're just like, what?
And I can't dance, and some of the dancing is awkward too. Like
just go do the Elaine, like.
Not. Yeah. So my house will be cool, number 7, but like it just like I'm back to the whole awkward thing at my house thing. So like it just needs to be like out on the deck or something. I'm just not trying to be that way on the first date. I'm just trying to get to know you. Like I don't know. I'm weird. Maybe I'm different. I don't know. Like it's just get to know you. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Now, if we have a little chemistry after that, then let's talk immediately. But like that first date, come on now. So Doug, I went through my thing. Oh, any fast food chain, you could take me to Burger King and I would be fine. Doug, what's going on, Doug?
All right. As someone who hasn't been on a first date in like 16 years.
Yeah, me too. me 4. But yeah.
My first date with my wife was at a sporting event and she doesn't even like sports. And it was because I had free tickets. And I told her I had free tickets and I was in the middle of a divorce. So it's like, I didn't have a lot of money at the time.
He really liked you.
She did. She married me. So I think that's a pretty good indicator.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I love nightclubs because I like to dance, but nightclubs are terrible to talk to people. And I'm partially deaf, so nightclubs are doubly bad for me. So that's definitely out.
Sometimes you don't want to talk, man. Sometimes you just want to get close to somebody,
That is true.
Right?
There's definitely space for that. And if you can find someone who can dance and you can dance together and you can figure out that sort of chemistry of dancing together is really sort of electric in its own way, which is cool.
Yeah.
I like I said, church absolutely not. Just no. I think the movies are a bad date because you're watching a movie.
You're not talking.
Like if you're watching
connecting.
Yeah, if you're watching something at home, you can pause or you can talk, and the movies and it doesn't matter. But like the first date,
exactly.
Most of these food options are fucking terrible. Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle, Olive Garden, those are all fucking terrible. Buffalo Wild Wings, Wingstop, Red Lobster. A buffet is like the grossest thing you could do on a date.
Oh, Doug, I love all those things, all different reasons.
You can love them. You can love them, and I love that for you. It's just not for me.
But Doug, I would suggest I wasn't really ever trying to eat on the first date actually either, because I'm not trying to like shove food in my mouth and watch you look at me eat and all that. I'm not even trying to do that actually.
I don't care.
So Doug,
yeah, I don't either.
That's why these things would work for me, though, is what I'm saying, because I wouldn't order a lot, and then I would just it would just like let me talk, and it'll be like I'm cool with that. The level of them isn't great. I'm actually cool.
Sure. Oh, so I have a question about dinner dates or food dates then for Rachel and Shayna. Are you the type of folks that when you are going out and you know you're going to eat, do you look up the menu before you go so you know what you want? Do you look up parking situation? Do you do any of that stuff before you go?
Do you buy the most expensive thing just to buy the most expensive thing?
I don't care about that. I'm just saying, are you doing this whole prep work before it?
No.
Wait, is this like we're talking first date talking or
first date?
Yeah, or date at all in general?
No.
In general? If I'm in a city I don't know, I'm going to look up the menu first. You know, like when I was in Baltimore, I had to last weekend for one of our releases. I had to look it up and see. Okay, but if I'm going out with somebody and they're like, "Hey, let's go here," okay. I love food though. I'm going to find something.
Yeah, I just know that like so here's where it comes where I'm going to speak a bit about neurodivergence because my wife is neurodivergent, and when we go out to eat somewhere, she has to look up the menu. Like she wants to know what she's ordering. And then what's great is when we get there and she looks at the menu and she changes her mind, which is it just always makes me laugh because she's like preparing to go on this date. And then she just like, and then what do you want? And she's like, I want this. And I'm like, that isn't what you thought you were going to get. I know. I panic. I'm like,
she's a game time decision maker. And I'm that way too. Yeah. Like I can obsess over a menu 2 days before I go somewhere, but I don't know the mood I'm going to be in when I'm in that place, how full or hungry I'm going to be, how thirsty I'm going to be, if I'm feeling the vibe or not. Like all of those things impact my selection. So I live in the moment. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, You're
I'm
like
pretty
me,
much.
Rachel. It's like everybody else go first. I'm gonna order last. It gets to you, and you're like, you've had it planned out the whole night since you sat down, scrolled that menu and everything. You're like, that sounds great. Then you're like, I don't know that, and it's something completely different.
Yeah, just gotta go with it.
Wheel of Fortune.
Rachel, I feel like you're going to be called out here.
Yeah. It's true. Oh my God. Yes. I'm
yes.
You a gremlin?
Yes.
She's hungry all the time. All the time.
All the time.
We'll leave somewhere. Like we were in Nashville and we like ate and we left and then we're walking and then she's like, "Oh, I'm hungry." We're like, all right. And then we ate more and then we're walking and then
No, it's very true. Yeah.
All the desserts.
Rachel, how important is it, Rachel and Shayna, that a brewery has a food option for you?
See, that is not important to me.
Yeah, no.
Brewery, I'm going for the beer. I'm not going for the food.
Yep.
And you can always tell when you are at a place which aspect of that business they focus on more. Very rarely does a place have killer beer and killer food. I feel like that's a rare commodity. Do you disagree, Greg? I see you like you're like pause.
I think it's becoming less rare, and maybe it's just my situation here in Wisconsin, but okay, so I generally agree with you for sure. I would love to debate, but I don't really have more than anecdotal evidence. But I will say, here in Wisconsin, though, we do have a couple of breweries that I wouldn't say they're
great. I would say they're really good. Like the beer and the food, really good. Not great, really good though. And
Yep.
to me, a brewery a brewery has a lower standard than a restaurant, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
For food. Because we're just so used to, especially when we were younger, brewery food was wings, fries, nachos, and pretzels, and that's it.
Pretzels.
So when a brewery can rock out with like, shepherd's pie, or like, run with a good especially up here, a good fish fry, something for everybody. You know what I mean? A good menu with some soups and some salads, a good balance. To me, that is a peak for a brewery. I'm not looking for Michelin. I don't think we should. A peak for a brewery is just like non-fried things. If you can hit those non-fried things in a very, very pointed manner, to me, that's as good as you can get as a brewery. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for, five-star dining at all. I'm just looking for a couple bites to eat. It doesn't take away from the beer, though. Rachel, you're right. I'm there for the beer. I'm with you. But I don't know if we're just beer geeks here and that's just how we operate, or just, thinking like the regular, normal person who just doesn't geek out on beer or breweries, and just, has a brewery with their friend or meeting people there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that they like those options more than me. Now, again, if those options are there, I'm taking them. If there's a taco truck outside of one of my favorite places, Delta, I'm going to be eating at the taco truck. But one of my favorite places, Delta, has no food. They don't have food. They have like pizzas and stuff like that, and they have taco trucks, right? But like, I don't go to Delta for the food. I don't care. I'm there because the people are great. I know the owners are great, and I like the beer. So I'm with you. I just wanted to give you, because there sounds like a little fruity in both of y'all. So I just wanted to see how y'all, how that looks as far as visiting breweries. Shayna, how does that look for you?
So I'm the same as Rachel. When I go to a brewery, it's for the beer. I didn't even realize there was a lot of breweries that offered food until I was down in Florida. It was like everyone had this massive like restaurant attached to it. And I agree with Rachel. It was like the focus wasn't on either. So it was, meh, 5 out of 7. Yeah, it's just not a big thing for me.
Well, and there's a brewery. One of the closest breweries here is called Lone Girl. They're restaurateurs, and they were from Chicago, and they came up here and they found a good place, nice little niche where they could, put a brewery. But they literally, their first press release says, we're a restaurant that brews our own beer. So I have respect for a place that, is up front like that says, hey, we're a restaurant, and we understand that instead of selling these beers, if we make them, we can make a good profit. So Lone Girl, of course, when they first came out, Rachel, their beers were, and almost they're like 6 or 7 years old now. Up until recently, they started winning awards, and their beers actually have gotten to the point to where it is almost as good as the restaurant. The restaurant is excellent. They have really, really good food. Now, they brought up their beer to the point to where I go there now, and the lady don't drink beer. We can go, lunch. She doesn't drink any beer, and she has a good time. And I drink the beer, and I have a good time.
Yeah.
So, but when you position yourself that way, I think it's helpful. When you position yourself as, hey, we're a brewery, then all of a sudden you're making like Michelin star food, and then your beer is just meh, and I end up ordering a bottle instead of what you have on tap, then we have issues.
Yeah. I guess I'll put it this way. I go to breweries for beer, and I go to restaurants for food. And not to say that some Arizona breweries don't make really good food. Certainly there are several that do, but I never go to those places for the food.
So also, I don't know if y'all are probably familiar. In fact, y'all are definitely familiar with this. In New Jersey, breweries can't sell food. So there is that. So They're I don't know if y'all know that, but
I didn't know that, and that's bizarre. Why? What?
Oh, there's some weird shit that goes on in New Jersey.
But yeah, it's because
but...
the restaurant group, and this is just my opinion. You could probably go down that rabbit hole. The restaurant group feels threatened by breweries, is my opinion. So that's where it came from. Actually, go down that rabbit hole. It's horrible, by the way. And I don't think they changed it. I don't think they changed it. I think that came down, and so it's this. Yeah. Yeah, and yeah. You can't fill up your car yourself. Right.
That is true.
Yeah, she means can't. And she's right.
Wait, really?
So yeah, I don't know.
No, they don't.
Yeah, it's all yeah, you have to have an attendant that has to pump your gas, yes. So yeah, it's New Jersey. Shayna, I don't know what to say about it. Doug, did you have a follow-up or a question about the food and the breweries and all that stuff? Because I don't think you chimed in.
I think I'm with you. I'm with Rachel and Shane on this. Like I don't go to a brewery expecting good food. Now there's a handful of exceptions. I think Trogues Brewery, which is in Hershey.
Oh God, I love that.
Their beer's great and their food is great. So that's an exception. When you were there, were you there, Shayna? They have
yes, I was.
They had their Troganator, but they made it into a triple. They called it a triple nator, and it was aged in 3 different bourbon barrels, and it was like fucking 15%, and that shit tasted like just awesome.
I think myself and Mindy, one of our fellow beer babes, we looked at the clock and we're like, we've been here for 5 hours. We got to go.
I love it so much.
And we're like, yeah, we're going to be late to the Hershey factory. 5 hours we spent there, and everything was amazing. You're absolutely correct.
It is a thing where the food is really, really good. It's a giant place. So here's the thing: like when you go to a giant place like that, the personality place isn't great. It's just like I don't know. I feel like if I'm going to a brewery, I like when Greg and I went together to the Guinness Brew House in Baltimore, which was, they had great food and they had really cool experimental beers because that's where they do experimental beer. But we went to Heavy Seas, which was like a half mile up the road, and Heavy Seas was just this little brewery. That brewery was fantastic, and they had a food truck out that I don't think either of us ate at, but because we ate at Guinness. But like it's just something where sometimes like I feel like if you have this giant facility, you don't have the personality of what the brewery is.
It's run as a business.
Yeah, like there's a brewery near me that has like 3 different locations open. That is called Beer Tree. It is like there's a brewery that I love that closed last year called the North Brewery, and Greg had been there with me when he came here. They made awesome beers, and they did a collab with Beer Tree, and they said that was like brewing in a museum. Like there was just no, and usually when you're brewing with a brewer, they're like, hey, here's the thing. We're talking brewery stuff. We're talking shit that sucks, shit that's cool. And they said they talked to the people and they were just like robots. And I was like, well, that's no fucking fun. So it made me not really want to drink Beer Tree beer. Now, do they make good beer? Yeah. Some of it's good. And they make a fuck ton of it, but they're so big that they just make a bunch of different stuff. Now, what they do that's really interesting is they make like 4 different NA beers on top of and they have like 30 taps. So they have and they do a good amount of IPAs, but they do like alt beer and like just different Hellas. Like they do a lot of different beers, but man, that place has no soul. And that just really sucks. Like to me, I'd rather go someplace that maybe doesn't make quite as big a repertoire of beer, but has a soul to it. You just can feel that that's the people that actually like to make beer. This feels like I'm making beer so I can make money, and that doesn't feel good to me.
It's that business, Bill. Absolutely.
The consumer knows, and that's why branding is so crucial. Like I said earlier, the days of I make great beer and I sell this beer in this tap room is over. You have to offer something outside of just that business model. Yeah.
Well, and I think this plays into the climate here because, or at least the climate in Wisconsin, I can speak to that because, again, it's just another thing that could fill seats and keep people in seats. As Rachel said, one of the things that Rachel pointed out that I don't think we talked about enough, which is a very wonderful, astute point, and it wasn't the only one she had, but of course, this was one of them, was the whole, the competition thing. Now, I won't speak to Arizona, but I will speak to Wisconsin, especially here, and it's cool that I have Delta up here and I can talk about this. I would say that the Madison, Wisconsin brewery scene is tight knit. They're tight knit. If you look at all the main ones, they all collab with each other. They're all doing bike rides together. They're all doing pub crawls. They're all doing all these things, and that's great. And they're all like friends. They meet up like once a month. They do. They all know each other. If I say one thing to another one, they literally might say, "Greg, you said this to the other guy," and so they're really, really tight. But at the same time, when I want to go to Delta, I may not be able to go to working draft that same day. So there's a level of competition in that aspect. They're not literally competing against each other, but they literally are competing for my dollar because I can't go to Delta, Giant Jones, and working draft on a Saturday. I just can't. My budget cannot let that happen. So then I think that's what Rachel's talking about as far as when she says there's competition out there. There's definitely some, there are breweries here in Wisconsin that are in the same city that the brewers hate each other and they don't talk to each other. And I know I'm not going to mention their names, but I know this for a fact, and I've gotten verification of this. And then you have up in Appleton, we have McFleshman's Brewery and Appleton beer factory, Rachel, and they are close to each other. They are so close. They brew beer with each other. They're actually talking about putting a pipe between both their breweries so that they can fucking smooth beer and stuff in between them because they're
European style, baby.
Yeah, right.
So much.
They're so tight. So you have that, you know what I mean? But at the same time, when I went to Appleton, Rachel, I went to McFleshman's. I didn't go to the other one because I didn't have time for the other one. You know what I mean? And it wasn't like a slight or anything. It was just competition. So that's one thing that I think we go through with breweries. And I don't know. I'll let y'all comment on that, or I'll let you expand on that because I expanded on your comment. And then if Shayna has anything,
I do.
Yes.
Jump on and that'd be cool. But I just wanted to talk about this. The competition is in itself is tough.
Yeah. So I really didn't even know that like a competition was a thing because here in Oklahoma, like everybody is the same. They collab together. Like we have Cabin Boys in Tulsa, one of my top favorite breweries in Tulsa. And actually, it's my number one favorite brewery in Tulsa. And they collab with the cidery down in Oklahoma City. And then we have all the breweries down in Oklahoma City that will do collabs with each other. And it's a big thing. And I get what you're saying about how it's hard to hit them all. And so I didn't get to be here for whenever we were talking about what's going on with breweries closing and everything. But I'm going to go ahead and just blame Ozempic. Because nobody can drink on that. Since that's been introduced.
That's a great point.
I was like, wait a minute, is she serious? Okay.
I might be. But yes, I jest. But yeah, it's great. And that's one thing whenever he mentioned, Doug mentioned Trogs, like Cabin Boys opened up another location and they have food. And it's some of the best freaking food. And I would not have known if I hadn't gone in there. And then I was like, holy crap. So there are some Cabin Boys, Trogs, I'm sure there's many others that can do that balance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I feel like those are outliers rather than the norm. And that
absolutely. Absolutely.
You can't do, it doesn't mean you can't do good food and good beer. It's just,
right.
I feel like it's hard to do both. Like there was a brewery near me that was called Galaxy that had like they tried to do like a fine dining restaurant and make their own beers. And it was too much. And they ended up just doing just straight beer. And then when COVID hit, they were just fucked and they just closed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Sorry, Greg. I interrupted you. Sorry, Greg.
No. You have to have a restaurant tour person, and then you have to have a brewer. You just can't. Otherwise, you have to just piecemeal it. That's just my opinion. You have to have someone dedicated to it. And that's just really it. Anyway, if you do, you're great. If you're not, you have to almost have two business plans: restaurant and business, or in brewery, and then run it like that. If you can't do it like that, or you don't have the space, then you just gotta, work. You just gotta work it. Beer geeks like us are going to come. It doesn't matter. Well, it does matter, but and it also depends on where you are. You know what I mean? Because your walkability is very, very or your accessibility, actually, not walkability. Your accessibility is really, really important these days too. So y'all already know that. So I don't know, Doug. I don't know. Any other comments, Doug? Do you I talked a lot there, so I don't know if people were.
Yeah. Can I ask a polarizing question?
Do it.
No.
Greg, I'm going to do it. You don't get to tell me no. I'm sorry. You muted me earlier. What do you want?
You gave him the boot.
All right. I'm going to ask a tried and true question on here that is always a bit controversial. All right. Top sheets. In favor of or against?
Top sheets?
You know what top sheets are, right?
He just walked away. He fucking walked away.
He's done. He is so done with you, Doug.
He said done.
Done.
I don't know why
this comes back. Trust me.
Why is this controversial? Well, all right. So I am hot at night no matter what, whether it is 0 degrees outside or 100 degrees outside, I'm sweating. So I don't use sheets or blankets, period, ever. So I am not.
Look at Shayna.
I thought it was code for something. I didn't know it was literal. I was like, fuck, I don't know what top sheets is.
Top sheets are like, so you have your
I know now, but I didn't know it was a literal top sheet. I was like, it's code for something cool, and I'm not in that fucking game.
Again is right. Bring it.
Rod is sick of this question. He's like, what the heck's going on? Again?
Okay, so for folks like Shayna who don't know, well, we got a graphic for you. Let's get it.
That doesn't even show top sheet.
No, it doesn't. It shows everything but.
But there it is, flat sheet. Now
flat. Yeah, I see it.
Wait, do people not put top sheets on their bed? I don't understand.
So many people don't even put any sheets on their bed. They're just like mattress comforter. Good.
Oh, just a comforter. Interesting. Okay.
I'm a top sheet person, but no blanket because I'm like Rachel. I am a incubator at all times that never got turned off, and I'm just on fire. So
y'all fans on all night then, right? Y'all fan crew?
Yes. My AC stays on, at least the fan with the heater, because I need that air, and then my sheet, and then one leg like over the sheet, and I'm like, this is perfect.
Right.
Doug
uses top sheets for painting.
Then why is this a question? I'm so
let me explain. And so the explanation is like fucking 5 years ago.
He's gonna get it wrong again. He gets it wrong.
Fuck off! I'm not gonna get it wrong again. Fuck you.
I will. Why?
All right. So let me explain. If I'm wrong, you can.
My.
I'll admit it.
Wrong. I have.
Uh-oh.
Then you go. I'll shut up.
No, I said I have a buzzer. So if you say something
he
wrong,
muted himself.
Yeah. Right answer gets you ding ding ding. Wrong answer gets you.
All right. So we were at a dad blogger conference in DC, and this is right before everything shut down for COVID. I mean, literally a week or two. We were like really close to everything shutting down. And we had this conversation where people were arguing whether a top sheet was necessary for your bed. I am very much and the reason this happened is because Greg came to my house, drove from Wisconsin to my house, and I drove down to DC. And in our house, we don't use top sheets. We have comforters with duvets.
And duvets.
So now here's the thing. Greg's like, that's ridiculous. And I was like, why? You have a duvet. You can wash your duvet. What's the problem? And it was very, very polarizing amongst the dad bloggers. And then Greg posted online, and within like 2 hours, there was like 150 fucking comments. It was just nuts. So I'm not exaggerating.
I got it right.
Yeah. So it was just ridiculous. So sometimes and for a while on our show, we would just ask people top sheets, and like, now I will say that probably the no top sheet is probably less popular than the people that do top sheets. I will say the only thing with top sheets, the only place that I think is acceptable is at a hotel, because nobody washes comforters in a hotel, and you need a barrier.
So I have a question then. Mm-hmm. When you buy a new set of sheets,
oh yeah, great.
What do you do with the top sheet that comes with?
Oh, I have an answer for this. It's my paint. It's my paint drop cloth.
It's your paint drop cloth.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You can burn it all you want. It fucking works.
Yes, I do have a top sheet, even though I don't use it.
Yeah. Well, I did not use one as a kid, and so that's how I know about the paint thing. So I was always like, "What is this? It's too much." So then my dad would use them for paint drops. But
by the way, wait!
Wow. No, Roxy doesn't use them either. Look at that!
Isn't that garbage?
Oh, you have one on your side. You have one on your side.
You can like paint it, use it as a backdrop, donate it. There's so many uses.
Yeah. I honestly, yes, the duvet is important.
But do you have a bidet?
I have tried. The problem is I have to figure out how the water inlet coming in from my wall is 1/8, and the attachment to a toilet is always 1/4. So I have to get an attachment, and I haven't done that yet. I have 2 duvets that I have not installed, or 2 bidets installed yet, because I have to get the attachment, and I'm too lazy because I had 50 other projects going on in my house.
Fair enough.
I get that.
But the duvet is not a top sheet, y'all.
No, it's not. It's a comforter.
It's too fucking
It is not a comforter.
It
covers a comforter.
That's all I have to say.
Oh my God. It's a comforter cover. It's a CC.
It's too hot.
It's too hot, period. Yeah.
Nobody in Arizona has that. Nobody. Not a single person.
Yeah, but you know, Rachel, you live on the surface of the sun. You shouldn't have a comforter.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, she doesn't. You have like a thin blanket, right? Like that's
I have a very thin, like fleece.
Yeah.
Not even fleece. Like,
not even fleece. No, like that's it on her bed.
And then I sleep with my windows open, like today, where it's like 40 degrees outside, because I'm like, it feels so good to be cold.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah.
Doug, just so you know, duvets are bougie according to Rod J.
AF, yes. Doug is guacamole like me because we cost extra AF. Yeah. We are the guacamole. That's us. Salsa's free. Don't be salsa. Be guacamole.
Oh,
where it's at.
Oh my God! Wait! Show the fan that's going.
Get too hot. Yeah, you get too fucking hot.
It's a napkin and a throw pillow.
That works too.
Yeah, that's all you mean.
That sounds like me, honestly.
Yeah.
It's too hot.
Too hot.
Picnic blanket, that'll work fine.
Like
fine.
Yogi? Yeah. Like Yogi, Zach?
Yogi Bear. Hey, boo boo.
Hey, just because I have better taste than you, Zach Rosenberg.
Thank you, Zach. That is what duvet is some high society, snooty white shit.
You realize duvets aren't very expensive, right?
Doug's like, you can wash your duvets, and your bidet washes your A. Hey.
Oh, respectfully, Doug.
Hey.
Respectfully, Doug, it's your white friends calling you out on this, so don't.
Oh, that's okay. They can call me out all they want. I'm still right. That's all good.
The freaking caucasity of these people. OMG.
I'm just saying, Doug, though, like, it ain't black people calling you out as white people.
But here's the thing. If Greg ever comes and visits me again, guess what will be on the bed he's sleeping on?
A fucking top sheet.
Because I got so much fucking grief from Greg about not having a top sheet. I thought, like, did I put a cheese grater in your bed? Like, what was the problem? Jesus Christ.
See, this is where Doug goes off the rails, Rachel. He gets this like Greg was evil about the top sheet.
Crazy.
I have a hard time imagining you being evil, Greg. So
yeah, whatever.
Hey, what about me?
Mm-hmm. You're not evil either, but I don't think
Doug is evil.
And then there's Doug. Pure evil. Just concentrated evil.
Doug is fucking evil.
By the way, if you look at any stupid show that has a guy named Doug, he's always a dumbass or he's evil. So, like, I get why that's sort of consensus.
No, I disagree because there was that cartoon called Doug.
Doug
perfect
in the 90s, and he was the best.
And he had his little dog pork chop.
Yeah.
And Doug's gonna say he's the exception, not the rule. Say it, Doug. He's the exception, not the rule. Say it, Doug.
How about no?
Say it.
I can hear the intro song to that fucking show, Shayna. I swear to God.
Give me another example. That wasn't
I can hear the intro song to the show Doug.
Oh,
I can hear it. Yeah.
Another Doug that's
yeah.
What about Doug and the Emu, the commercial? He's not bad.
Jesus Christ, you're gonna give me the
Emu or like whatever it is, and Doug.
Yeah. There's yellow. Yellow's a good color.
By the way, right here is the point. In the 90s, it's been 30 years since a good Doug in media. He's exactly right.
Whatever. Like I said, I'm an elderly millennial. It is what it is.
Wait. I'm going to give you a Roxy comment that this is going to fuck you up.
No, this is obnoxious.
Whoa.
This is obnoxious.
Well, it is like negative 75 with like 35 feet of snow in Montreal. So.
Yeah, it's perfect in Montreal. Perfect.
Yeah, but no.
Perfect.
She gets a buzzer for 2. It's the 2. Yeah. I can't do the 2, Rachel. It's just 2.
We had a good Doug in the 1900s.
We had good Doug in the 1900s. Doug's were plenty and good.
The last great century. It's the last great century. Was the 1900s. Come on.
Doug, did you have hair in the 90s?
Oh yeah, I had Luke Perry hair and no beard. I was clean shaven and goofy fucking sideburns and the Luke Perry.
Doug.
Pixar didn't happen.
Doug was pretty hot when he was younger. Oh,
well, let's not go too far there, Greg. Come on.
It wasn't like you are now. Sorry.
Oh, come on, Victor.
Damn.
I want to see pictures.
Rip young Doug.
Oh my God.
Rip hot Doug.
That comments. That's gnarly.
Okay, I don't have my glasses on. What is this saying?
Roxy. Roxy, no. Hang on. No. You ain't gonna leave my goofy buzzer. Oh yeah. Doug
does Doug have a bed pillow?
Right.
Damn.
Let me see if I can find a picture of me with hair. Hold on.
That's ice cold right there.
Okay.
Yeah,
if Roxy is leaving, good night, Roxy.
Oh.
Good night, Roxy. I love you.
Mm-hmm. I love you too, Roxy. I didn't mean to come on now.
I think she's probably joking.
Okay.
No.
Oh yeah, we're gonna find a picture of Doug with hair.
I gotta go way back.
I'm gonna go use the bathroom because my bladder.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, same.
I will.
Okay.
So
be right back.
search and
find that.
We're gonna start the rap soon. We'll start the rap soon. And while Doug, you do that, and the ladies do what they need to do. Actually, it's intermission time, y'all. So for intermission, we're gonna have a little bit of a concert for y'all. Ready?
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce.
Oh my God. Goddamn, I love that song. It's dumb, but I don't care. What the fuck?
Doug,
Come on. I'm trying to find I'm trying to find.
No, I know what you're doing. I'm just asking you what you're doing now. I guess we'll do this because eventually we'll get here. And while we'll wait for the ladies, I could do mine. I only had 2 beers, y'all. I've been only drinking 2 on our stream now, if y'all notice. I had the working draft, y'all. Good together, Citra and Mosaic Hazy IPA, and it was good together. Respectfully, though, it didn't stand out, but it was good. Man, hazies. How beer people? How do hazies stand out today? I mean, they're good, but how do they stand out? What can y'all name me a hazy that stands out? None of them stand out because they're just everywhere now. So that's my hazy conversation. Yeah, I'm walking in back from the lab. Yeah, no one knows what happens. No one knows what happens in the lab. And also, lastly, was a cold IPA, y'all, from my friends and family. Delta Beer Lab, and I'm in there tonight. I got them in the background. And I have their cold IPA. Pretty nice, straight, crisp, man. Not really. I don't know. They're not trying to make this one too hoppy. Herbal. There's some citrus in here too, but it's a nice crisp finish. And it's great. And it looks like Rachel's back, so we'll bring Rachel back up here while Doug is frozen in time over there. I'm not sure.
I'm still trying to find.
I can't see you though. Yeah, but I can't. You're not, Doug. You're frozen, so I'm gonna drop you, and maybe we can add. Yeah. Okay, that kind of shook it a little bit. What's up, Rachel?
I want you to talk more about what you said about hazy IPAs because I'm on the same wavelength, but
I
looks
like Sheena's back. So yeah, I just had a hazy IPA from one of my favorite breweries here in Wisconsin, in Madison, and one of the better ones, Working Draft Brewery. It's a hazy with Citra and Mosaic hazy IPA, and it's just like there's just this flux of hazies, and respectfully, even the better ones taste kind of the same. And unless you are really trying to, this one here is, they're being very basic with this one with Mosaic and Citra. You know what I'm saying, right? So like they're just hitting the strain here because Mosaic and Citra is just a natural set. Everybody loves that. I love it. I'm not even we already know. But the hazies, we've gotten to the point to where I like them, Rachel. I like them a lot. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, they're just the same, and they almost just taste the same, and they feel the same. And I will continue to try them, but I don't know. I don't feel a diverse, within the style of IPA. This IPA, there's a huge diversity, as we already know. But once you get to the hazies, it's just they just all feel the same, and I don't feel that way about black IPAs, because some black IPAs can be a little bit roasty. Some of them could be a little bit more thin. You know what I'm saying, Rachel? What do you feel? You said you wanted me to go off a little bit tangent, so you probably have some points on this one. Let's talk hazies a little bit.
Well, what you're experiencing is palate fatigue, and I think that not the majority of Americans, but a lot of Americans are also experiencing that same thing. Where you have something over and over and over again, and it's delicious and it's good, and that you like it, right? But everything starts to kind of blend together. Like it gets mushy, it gets lost, it gets grainy. Like you can't pick out the nuances that the brewers are striving for in that style of beer. And that's because for the last 10 years, New England hazy, juicy, East Coast IPAs, those are all synonyms. They have all been like thrown in our faces and we're very familiar with them. But you drink the same kind of beer for 10 years, especially one that is that profound in aroma and mouthfeel and flavor, and all of that, your palate naturally starts to not be able to pick those things up as nuanced anymore. And I think that's why we were talking earlier on Facebook Messenger about the resurgence of lighter lager Pilsner beers in the craft beer scene in the United States now. And I think that is a natural reaction to this palate fatigue that a lot of people are experiencing right now. I myself am that same thing. I feel you 100%, Greg, because I used to love New England hazy, juicy IPAs, and I will not drink them really anymore because I'm burned out and bored by them. I need something that is more nuanced and just different from that overall experience that a New England gives you.
Excellent. Yeah, I feel you totally. Yeah. So, and that, I think it's a stage. I think for me, it's been hazies before it was West Coast. I just have gone through like the IPA. So now I'm in cold IPAs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in these session ones now.
Yeah.
So I still need my IPAs, but I'm just
but they're different.
Trying to mess in some. Yeah.
They're very different. Yeah. Yep.
So
cold IPAs. Cold IPAs are like this beautiful bridge, and this is where American beer ingenuity comes in, and it is so beautiful, where you take a style that the American palate loves, which is IPAs, but then you take that twist on it, and you're like, actually, I'm going to cold condition this beer and kind of treat it like a lager, even though it's not a lager, but I'm going to cold condition it. And we're going to kind of see what happens and how it changes this beer. So you get all of that incredible aroma and flavor from an IPA, but you get that crisp, light mouthfeel, that crushable sensation that you get from a lager. And I love cold IPAs for that reason. It's that meeting ground between the American palate and like that shift that's happening right now in the country.
Amen. And what is Zach? Alf? I mean, what is
tasting notes on the orange cat, Shayna?
What is this? Alf?
Who's licking the shit out of more shit.
Like, so much.
It's a party trick. If you scratch his butt, he licks. If you let go, he stops. And then if you
Daniel, don't cheer him on. Yeah, and Daniel, don't cheer him on. What are you doing?
Yeah, don't do that.
Here, Toby,
I like
say hi.
IPAs when they were IPLs.
When they were IPLs, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah.
Oh, wait, Kitty. Kitty, we want to see Kitty.
Oh,
yeah.
hang on.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
You're so pretty.
Right, don't pick me
he
up.
got shy.
Yeah.
Aww.
Photogenic like most cats.
Buddy.
Cats are photogenic as hell, though.
Did I scare you?
Me.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Yeah,
look at that. See?
Zach's dad was an actor, and probably was on Alf.
See?
No.
So that's where he was channeling. Yeah, see? I knew something was up, Doug. I knew it.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense now. I was like, I don't know.
Wait, that cat is huge, too.
Yeah, he's my bouncer boy.
Oh.
He keeps all the critters out in the yard.
One of the cowtail candies. Oh, Jesus.
I love kitties so much.
All right, y'all. Well, unless Doug has something crazy and wild to show us, Doug, you can do it down there. I think you can do present, Doug, and image.
I got it.
Okay.
Watch.
Oh,
Are you ready for Goofy?
That's a new thing. Oh.
Let's do it.
All right. Add the stage. Well, for some reason, it's not doing anything. Moving.
Try it now. Try it now.
All right. There we go. There's me with my mom. That was my 30th. That was my 30th birthday.
See, I told you Doug was hot, y'all.
I was.
Y'all don't believe me.
I was wearing Mr. Hanky the Christmas poo shirt.
Yeah, you were.
I see it.
He loves me. He loves you.
I'm going to share with you. This is one of my favorite pictures of me and my oldest son.
Oh.
And he's almost 21 now, and he's like 6'3", and I'm 6'1". So, yeah.
It's crazy how they all get taller than you.
Yeah, and then if you would really like to see something completely ridiculous,
yes,
hold on.
Duh. Hello.
Let me see. Share screen. Yeah. Window. Window.
Y'all got Doug sharing pictures he hasn't here in 5 years.
This is me in high school.
Wow, it's like it here and it just kind of like migrated, like Wooly Willy style, huh?
Yeah. So I have one more.
That's
to share
awesome.
Are you ready? But I don't have it scanned. Okay. This is me when I was dancing in a club in Harrisburg in 1989, and I was wearing Skids pants.
Oh my gosh.
You look bow-legged.
I love it. I love it.
Slightly pigeon-toed, bow-legged. It's awesome, Doug. I love it.
That's perfect.
George McFly.
Sharing. Yeah.
That's kind of moderate insult there, Daniel.
I love it. I love it.
The reaction from
wait, what was the insult?
Oh, he said I look like George McFly. That's not a great thing. Oh, can I share one more? Sorry.
It's not a bad thing.
This is one of my
talking about.
All right, are you ready? This is me at a Harry Potter thing, and I was Severus Snape.
Snape, yes.
And
I'm Alan Rickman.
My wife went as Hagrid, and we kissed, and it was like the coolest picture ever. I don't have a picture of that, so unfortunately.
Oh, dang it! What a build-up.
Sorry.
That's awesome. Love that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
We got 4 womps.
You could be jealous, Greg. It's fine.
Oh.
Hey, so I also didn't get to share my beers. Rachel and Shayna, did you want to share yours? Sorry, I'm jumping a bit here, but what beers did you have, and what did you think of them?
Okay. Well, I don't like reviewing beer because I think beer is very subjective.
Yep.
But here, sorry, this is a mess right now. There we go. Oh shoot!
Did she turn off her camera? Awesome.
Oh no! Oh my god! I apologize. The can fell and it ruined everything. So these are the 3 beers that I had. So I had the Bay Brew from Faculty. I had the Hamburg, the Western New York, not upstate New York, Black IPA. And then I opened up the same one that you had, Doug, from Lawless, the Blackberry IPA.
Nice.
That's what I had.
Nice.
Sweet.
Nice.
Shayna?
So I only had 2. I had my last one in reserve, but I was talking and laughing so much I didn't get to it. So I had the Bay Brew that we just released in Orlando with Ivanhoe, the Hoppy Lager, and it's amazing. And then the DNR, I think we have decided is a quad, correct?
I believe 10%
so. Belgian style.
10%, yeah.
By Coop Ale Works in Oklahoma City, and yeah, they're both fantastic. I mean, can't complain.
Are you familiar with our friend Brian, who's Oklahoma is okay?
Brian Waltzbacher? Welsbacher, right?
I don't know. Let me look if I follow him or not.
Oh,
what did you say it was? Oklahoma is okay?
Yeah, that's the
beer is, but he does beer is okay.
Beer is okay?
Oh, yeah, like I know that. Yeah, we follow each other.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. He's been on the show before.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. I know him personally.
Very good guy.
Good times.
Oh,
good times.
nice.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Doug, beer.
All right, so I had all Bay beers. I had posted on Instagram as Roxy requested. So all these were really good. Like the one that I had that was the everyday IPA was a bit long in the tooth, but hey, they were all, even after over a year, it was still pretty good. Even though it was an IPA. So these were all delicious. Yeah, I really enjoyed all of them. So Rachel, thank you for sending me those. I really
welcome. Yeah, of course. We'll have to send you some with this year's label. So you notice that all of his beers had this label.
2024.
It was 2024. So this label is 2025. So all of our, sorry, the glare is horrific. All of our 2025 beers will have this label. So we do that to try to make it identifiable when you're out in the market and you see it, and then you're like, oh, that's a Beer Babes beer, like that's a charity beer. Yes, I would like to buy that one. So that's why we do that. Same concept as Brave Noise or Black is Beautiful. Those sorts of collaborations. Yep.
Yeah, Doug, if you want to send me and Greg your addresses, I actually brought quite a load back of these from Orlando, and I can, yeah.
Oh, but that's also a break from what y'all started from, right, Rachel? When y'all were doing before y'all were doing individual collabs
Correct.
and then individual beers, right?
Yes. Yeah. So the first couple of years when we were doing collaborations, because we didn't have a lot of them, right? So this year we have almost 50 already, and it's only March. Our one label, Janet, God bless her. I mean, all of anyone that's involved in the Beer Babes, we're all volunteers. We don't get paid. And so for her to volunteer enough time to create 50 unique labels is literally unreasonable. I mean, that's almost as many weeks as there are in the year. And it's just not feasible. So when we knew that we were switching to this business model of, trying to participate and get as many breweries involved as possible, we knew that we couldn't sustain the unique label situation. And that's when we switched over to one unique label a year, which is almost better for marketing because then people see it and they know what it is. So it worked out for the better.
Absolutely. I when we were going to that, because recreating Janet's labels was amazing for me.
Yeah.
It helped me with promoting and everything, but I love it, and it's wicked freaking smart.
So here's some different sorry, I'm on my computer and this is like very backwards. So these are some past labels. I have some more.
I have a ton as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girl Crush was pretty excellent.
So that is Rachel. You fill them in.
Sorry. Oh my gosh, this whole backwards thing is throwing me off so much.
It doesn't look backward to us, for the record.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, the Girl Crush. So when we were first starting out and we weren't a like our own nonprofit yet, the branding that we used was Girl Crush, and then the proceeds that we made from those beers was donated to the Pink Boot Society. However, we learned after a little bit more research that Girl Crush had been trademarked, and so to avoid the cease and desist, we started using the name Babe Brew instead. So that's when we switched over to different branding, the different name, all of that sort of thing.
Stop it.
Yeah. So Girl Crush was in our early days. We're very proud of that still. We, had wild success with all of that, but as with anything in business, you get into it a little bit and you learn a little bit more, and then you figure out what you need to do and to know. Yeah, there's a few more right there. So Janet, for a while, she was doing all of these unique labels, which is unbelievable. She's so talented. She's so talented.
So I have another question. I think Doug, you're good, right, for the moment. And then since we did review, we'll get out of here. But my last question, Rachel, I noticed that I have to poke at you a little bit because but also speak to not only with the label. It seems like so is the label the same, but we could still brew a different style, or are we all brewing the hazy that's on that one? Because now I gotta make fun of you about hazies because now you were tired of hazies, but now we're brewing them. So what's going on, lady? No, I'm just kidding, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, so the label that you shared earlier, that was just, kind of a mock-up for the 2025. Yeah. So you'll see it says your brewery here, it's your Babe's label, and then Janet's her logo there too. So any brewery that works with us, we want them to sell and make as much money as possible with our help. So this is a reciprocal relationship that we have with them. So we want to attract new people to their brewery, and we want to help them sell as much of this beer as possible, as quickly as possible. And so because every brewery has a different audience, different, consumer base, they know the styles of beer that sell the best, or they're looking to maybe do something weird and wild and exciting and outrageous. We want to be that platform to help promote them to make whatever beer they want. So some breweries make a beer like, a DDH hazy IPA, which is a quick turn and burn sort of situation. Some breweries like to do experimental stuff. And so we allow the brewery to choose whatever style they want to brew because we trust in them that they know what they want to do. And then we're here to help promote that beer, promote the release event, and to sell that beer as quickly as we can, help them. So we want the brewery to make as much money as quickly as possible because we know what it's like to be in the industry. So we're here to lift each other up.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Sounds good. So then basically, styles up to them was what it sounds like.
Correct.
Y'all just putting a label out there, and definitely, I just want to double down on the idea of the black is beautiful model. Where everybody uses the same thing, and then it becomes identifiable.
Absolutely.
And then you can just see it and be like, oh, there's a Black is Beautiful. Oh, there's a Babe's beer. Great. So and then lastly, Shane is coming back here. It looks like she's having difficulties. So then the distribution obviously is left to said brewery and whatever thing they have in place, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So we work with all different sizes of breweries, from 3-barrel breweries to 30-barrel breweries. And so, some places have distribution throughout their state or their region, which is great. And then some can only sell out of their tap room. And so, that is, so distribution is purely reliant on what that brewery has access to.
Right.
And
so
I cut out for a second there, but I don't know if you said it or not, Rachel, but with the whole IPA thing is like, we don't want to have every brewery do the same one. And sometimes it can seem like every brewery we are in contact with is like, oh, we're going to do an IPA. So usually we step in and we're like, hey, so what do you think about doing something like off the wall, off the brand for you? Or how about this style, so we don't end up with 50 only IPA Babe brews throughout the year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, some breweries ask for input and they're like, hey, what have you made before? What haven't you made before?
Yeah.
You want
to get weird? Let's get weird.
Yeah. Or like the last three releases, what were those styles? Because we want to make sure we're not in that parameter sort of thing. And then other places are like, no, we know what our customers are going to drink and that's what we're going to brew. And so, it's not our place to tell breweries what to do.
No.
They know what they're doing. They know what their consumers want. So,
well, yes, and the reason I asked the distribution question is because I just wanted to help people think about if they hear that their brewery is doing a collab with y'all, that they could think about where those breweries beers end up. So the best place to find them, though, clearly, Rachel, is in the tap room, or to call or to hit them up on Facebook and say, hey, where is Babe's Beer? You know, because sometimes it may be a tap room only limited thing, or it may actually go out to distribution. So they may say, hey, it's at Ray's, or hey, it's at Riley's, or it's at our normal places that we go, or they may have to say it. So y'all might have to do a little research on it, but there is a chance that you may see Babes in your normal everyday liquor store, hopefully, depending on what distribution that brewery has. But if the brewery doesn't have distribution, y'all can just conclude that it's going to be at their tap house and you need to go there for it. So
correct.
There's that.
Absolutely.
Just wanted to make sure, because that muddles the whole things, because that's then it becomes a case by case basis for breweries and states, because some states can self-distribute, some can't. It's just a whole mess. So like, if y'all messing with 50 states, it's kind of hard to tell everybody to do one thing. So just make sure that if your brewery, there's a map on Babes. I'm sorry, beerbabesfamily.com. Let me say it slow so I can get it right. Anyway, y'all can say it fast because y'all know it. I'm like, let me get my old brain, Doug, has to like say shit slower, and people are like, damn, you used to talk fast. No, I did, but anyway. So y'all can find the map on beerbabesfamily.com. And if you see that your brewery's doing it, you can call them. You can, suggest to them, go to their Facebook, scream and holler about it, y'all, because this is how we get things, is by screaming and hollering.
I love it.
Know that we're letting people know that we love these things. Telling your brewer that you want them to brew a black IPA and the ESB, even though people love those beers and y'all don't do them in saisons too, right, Shayna?
Yeah.
So
Saison. It's a Saison.
Saison.
There it is.
That was my little soliloquy about finding a Beer Babes thing. So Doug, you have a question, don't you?
Yeah, I have one thing before we wrap, because I wanted to ask about this, and it's not related to Beer Babes Family, but it's related to Shayna. And it is something where you do a charity thing with St. Baldrick's. And I would like you to be able to, just as we wrap up here, tell us a bit about that and what that charity is and why you do it.
Absolutely. So I have 1% on my phone. If I die during my speech just now, I'm sorry. So St. Baldrick's is a foundation so basically there's over 100,000 kids that are diagnosed with cancer. St. Baldrick's works with the world's leading research and medication that can help them get better. So basically what St. Baldrick's does to earn that money, to raise that money for those things, is they have events where people come in, they will auction their hair off to stand, in solidarity. And so that's a big thing for me. I just recently did it my second time. I've had my head shaved 4 times. I had family members that had cancer, St. Baldrick's, and then this last time, St. Baldrick's. And yeah, they have a big event. People come in, they donate. We'll even get crazy enough to be like, oh, I'll give you $50 an eyebrow, and that's where all their funding comes from, is everybody just donating to get better research for medicine to help these kids with cancer.
Okay, so I really appreciate you, because I saw you do that and I was just like, that's pretty cool. And I wanted to be able to have you think about the idea of like, okay, well, cool. How do people do this? I'm gonna give Greg a link here to post in here.
And Shayna's daughter Maggie also did it too.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. The first time I did it, my 3 sons and we all did it. And we raised a lot of money for a little boy that had leukemia. And then this time we went a step further, and I actually hosted an event in Oklahoma City. And my daughter was like, yes, let's do it. And I was able to find a place that accepts hair donated that is processed, because usually it has to be like not dyed, nothing done to the hair. And they make these just fun wigs for kids for free. You have a lot of places that will charge the parents, the children, everything for wigs, and then you have places that do it for free.
Mm-hmm. So that's awesome, and thank you for doing that. Like I again, I'm bald by choice because I shave my head because I have a giant bald spot in the back of my head, and I have this going back. But the thing is the stigma of women shaving their head is pretty big. And, there's things where I know my wife had a bout of alopecia where it was stress related, and it was really tough for her because she lost bits of her hair in weird places and she didn't know how to cope. And women deal with this idea of being bald or not having hair as like, from a societal perspective, it's really, people view it as a problem. And I think this is great. And thank you for promoting it and sharing that with us and showing us how that works. So, yeah.
Yeah, that was our main logo, was back in 2012 when me and my boys did it, was, my son said it. He was like, kids, hair grows back, kids don't. So our team name was Hair Because We Care. And hopefully one day society will quit putting that on people, that everything about you, this is not your worth. Now this is your worth. It's what's inside. So,
yeah. All right, great. Thank you for that. I know that was a brief thing, and we didn't really get a chance to dive into too much, but
it's all right.
So I'm glad we got to talk about that.
Come in.
And thank you, Shane. If you, I have one little final thing to say, and we will wrap here. If you bump off, Shane, we want to thank you for jumping on with us, and gracing us with y'all's presence. We love you, love you, love you. But I do have to say real quick though, Doug, not to step on y'all's points because y'all points are valid, but I really would like to expand it and say it's just really fucked up about how our society, it just goes beyond hair with women. It's just every aspect of a woman gets scrutinized way too fucking much. And Absolutely. Guys over here, we can be as homely and as horrible looking. And I'm just speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for anybody else in the panel. I'm speaking for myself. So come at me for any of these comments. Thank you. Men can look as homely and as horrible as possible, and it's fine. It doesn't really matter. And then a woman walks into any establishment looking any kind of way that she wants to look at, and everybody has to have comments on it. And it's just like ridiculous, and it needs to stop. It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, absolutely.
So outside of
thank you for that,
whatever y'all do, it's just under scrutiny, and it's stupid.
There's no winning.
Stupid. It's beyond stupid. It's fucking dangerous. It really becomes dangerous with our little girls and who have self-esteem issues and all these things.
My daughter just came out here. He was like, yes, hey, what he said. So.
Well, as a man, it's hard. It's just we don't deal with this
conversations like this that make the difference. You have to
absolutely
it to make things happen. You have to say it out loud, and then
us men have to, and we have to be on the front lines of this because the people that are like this don't want to hear from y'all, so they're going to hear from us. Is how I think about it. So that's how I deal with it.
It doesn't cost a damn thing to be a decent human being. Not a damn thing.
Hey, there's some issues that y'all have to fight for me, if that makes sense. And this is an issue that I can
absolutely.
fight for y'all. So that's how we do it as a community, and that's how we do it as a family. So that's how I see it.
That's right.
On
well
that
said.
note, on that note, dog, we're gonna get out of here because let's leave on a good note, dog.
Yeah, I love it.
No, I mean we take the name, the title, the brand Beer Babes Family very seriously. And I will say that the word babe is inclusive, right? Babe is a term. It is something that you say to somebody that you care about, right? I call my boyfriend babe. I call my sister babe. I call my cousins babe, right?
Yep.
So there's
you called Shayna babe tonight.
There's what?
You called Shayna babe tonight.
Oh yeah, we are babes. That's my babe. I'm her babe.
Right?
Babe.
So it's an inclusive term of endearment and love. And
absolutely.
so there's no gender in the word babe. When we're trying to break down that barrier. All right. So you two, Greg and Doug, are babes. Okay. You are beer babes through and through. Okay.
Yeah. Babe.
Yes.
See? Doug, I'm a babe. I've been telling you, you ain't listening.
Yeah.
Doug, listen to the man.
Greg, I've always called you babe, so it's okay.
Yes.
That's right, babe.
There it is. Mwah.
I'm glad we had that moment. That's the moment to end on, Doug.
Yeah, that's a core memory right there. I'll never forget.
That's
Love
what
it.
we're all about. This is
All
the community aspect, and building each other up is the core of what we are. And we have just as many men that are as supportive as all of our female members. Like we're all equal here. There's no limits. There's no bounds. Like we're all the fucking same. We understand what the mission is. We're here to make a fucking difference. And that's the end of the story. Like it's literally that simple. That's it.
Period.
That's it.
Cheers.
I'm not going to say anything else. I'll see y'all.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.